Hi everyone, Forever2 here, and welcome back to Verse 1999 for another part, or at least part 2, of Chapter 11. Now, it has been quite a few while here, and I had just done Tenet's anecdote story, which was kind of a, I can't say a blast, but it was an interesting story about a heist and what she does. And family of fraudsters, maybe. Maybe we got a little more context and a little bit of lore about Tenet, but that's not what I'm here for. So when I did a lot of farming for, resources and all, I ended up having a lot of these currencies you get in the event. So here's what I ended up getting. I ended up getting the song that's playing right now. I got the last two unilogs that I tried pulling for Sentinel, which ended in failure. I did get 2, and I did get a 6-star, but it's not the one I wanted. Then all of gold tickets you could get from the Miracle Market. Then 2 of the, I guess you could say, wilderness islands to put into your personal wilderness, which I need to do something about it, because it's like, I don't like the look of it. Then Homecoming Lament was Sentinel Sahib, which was, I was hoping to get Sentinel today, but I guess today is not my lucky day. So we're going to be doing Chapter 11, Part 11, Wounds and Scars. And it was interesting that we are now in an alternative history, or at least a parallel timeline, where World War I never ended. It was supposed to be like a ceasefire in Christmas, but it never did. It never did happen. Oh wait, not at Christmas. But, yeah, it still rages on and on and on, and we are seeing points of view of the medic, I forgot it was Marcia, then Sentinel, who is a gargoyle, and then there's Charon, a German soldier who is a gravekeeper. And we found out that his friend, who is a commanding officer, had his mind like all wrapped in wanting to win the war, like I want victory, he'll do anything to get his win, despite shooting people who just surrendered, or at least people who don't want to fight no more. I mean, it is taking a toll. And we are only halfway through, I would believe. So, let's go ahead and try this. So, no one can make sense of why this war drags on. That is true. That is a good question. But then again, why should war drag on? In the end, it's all about politics. I don't know. Back then. And I think it ended when Sentinel found her quarry. Here comes the charge. Whoa! What the hell? Why is there a knight here? I think that's Marcia, the medic. I mean, who else wears armor like that? And of course, we're playing as her again, which frustrates me even more that I could not get her today. Alright, let me take a look at you. So this is a knight, I assume.
Those accursed knights. Calm yourself, Marianne. Steady your breathing.
So her name is Marianne.
You need not panic. This will not be the end of you.
Okay, so she also uses Blood Tithe. I think that's a new mechanic that we've gotten through here. I'm not sure if I can assume that is Marcia, I think. Alright, let's build up the, I'm gonna build up this.
Don't waste your time.
Alright, let's channel.
By God's grace. Don't waste your time. The enemies of peace shall be stamped out. A sure hit.
Alright. I haven't gotten a chance to see her ultimate. Let's try it.
Le glas funèbre sonne pour toi.
Oh wait, I did see her ultimate, but not in normal speed. Alright, I'm satisfied.
Don't waste your time. Now is the time for repentance.
I'm satisfied.
A
with
worthy
this.
victory.
Normal speed.
But the
Ooh, I got another cassette tape. Ooh. She can't remember how she did it. Perhaps her enemies were as exhausted as she was. Or perhaps it was just the devil's luck. Let me take a look at this beautiful artwork again. You can't get enough of the artwork in this game. Struggling, fighting purely by instinct, she holds her heavily armored foe at bay. Time crawls to a standstill. Her bayonet is stopped mere centimeters from her foe's throat by two armored fists.
Dost thou recall when once, in our youth, we fought over an apple tree?
Lâche-moi! Nein, du Teufel!
Thou wished to cut its wood and make us a fire to roast a chicken.
Okay, I think the bayonet reached.
But I rebuked thee, for I believed the tree would bear fruit, and it would be the sweeter bounty of the two. Thou didst find a bush with overripened berries and hurled them at me, crying that they should serve as my supper, while the chicken would be for thee alone. And I retaliated in kind. Ere long, we were painted red with juice.
Blood.
What a bloody melee we fight, we laughed as we laid down our arms. What fun we had that day.
Yeah, I just realized the voice, it sounds familiar to me. Now, I never actually made a video of me playing Five Nights at Freddy's, and I want to, but she reminds me of Circus Baby from Five Nights at Freddy's Sisters Location. Do you guys think so, right? The way she's speaking? Yeah, it almost reminds me of that character.
Non. Je ne veux pas.
But the battle thou fightest now shall not end in the gentle smears of red berries. What drives humanity to war? Could it be so different from what drove us to it beneath that apple tree? I dare not imagine how a slaughter that has claimed the lives of millions could be waged for so small a cause that we should be brought to bloodshed driven only by the fear of those whom we were taught to despise. What immortal hand or eye could frame the cause behind these deadly ends? Thou art more courageous than I, Marie. Never hast thou doubted thy conviction. So tell me, I pray, is there some purpose in the war they now fight? For I see no divine meaning to be found in this killing and dying.
Small caliber rounds pose no real threat to her rocky exterior, but that does little to reduce the pain. And healing comes slowly.
Agnes?
No response. That was expected. But what she had not expected was the next voice.
Who's Agnes?
Marcia. So I was wrong that knight could be Marcia, but the gauntlets remind me of it. So she might have been a arcane support knight, maybe.
She matters not. But what brings you here?
Hopefully I ain't gonna get you home into my roster, but yeah.
I'm taking you somewhere safe. Parabian, that young man who came with me, is back at the village. He'll continue with our search. Before you ask, I'm doing fine. Like you. I'm made of sterner stuff.
She rotates her arm, looking as if her wounds had all but disappeared.
I checked over your wounds, but I have no earthly idea what to do with this gravel. I know how to treat flesh, not stone. But that wound won't be a problem for you, will it?
No.
Her physical pain is bearable, but the lingering echoes of her nightmare cause her to grit her teeth.
Were you dreaming? It seemed like a nightmare.
She locks her stare forward and away. There's field dressing for the wounds that truly pain her.
I don't know if this will help.
She removes her gloves. It's a brisk and almost tender motion, revealing deep slashing cuts across her palms.
Could it be? Are you...
I am. But that battle is long over. You and I are no longer enemies.
Okay, so I take my assumption back, and I was right that could have been Marcia. 'Cause, yeah, now I see it. The gashes on her palms, and the knight in that section did grab the swords by her hands. So, yeah, they were once enemies, and I'm assuming that in that battle, they were both French. I think, maybe, I'm not sure. The howls of their deadly melee still ring in her ears.
It was a senseless fight. I hurt you.
It wasn't your fault.
I don't think she was German, but I don't know.
In fact, I thank you for it. They thought I died fighting you. I used that as my opportunity to leave.
Faking death, huh?
For some time after that, I was with an international rescue team. We came under attack by the manus for our efforts, but the Foundation intervened.
Wait. Then you remember me?
Marcia nods, a gentle, graceful motion, carrying the reassurance of a doctor at her patient's bedside.
And you didn't. I was wearing a helmet. But you don't have a face one forgets.
Marianne.
It's her name.
Oh, that's your name. Marie-Anne. It's lovely.
She repeats it, stressing the syllables as if to remember it.
Tell me then. What do you know about manus vindictive?
They are a secret organization open to only pure-blooded arcanists. Simply put, their goal is to cause as much chaos as possible and eventually destroy all of human society.
And this Mother of Resurrection is like a god to them.
Something like that, yes. She died once, but they managed to resurrect her through some awful ritual.
A resurrected madwoman?
Her disdain curdles into hatred. Fingers clench, like she's trying to crush something in midair.
Then she is a false prophet. An imposture of the true resurrection.
Marcia seizes the opportunity to move to her side.
The war between the Foundation and Manus Vindictive has lasted ages, longer even than this war. You and the Foundation share the same goals, and the intelligence you gathered may prove crucial for us. If you would be willing to share it, we may be able to reach a truce sooner. So please, mull it over.
Sentinel bows her head, giving her rifle a rough once-over. She wipes away some of the blood and dirt that cakes the receiver, then one by one slots new rounds into its magazine.
My search into manus vindictive began at the turn of 1918. Their documents, personal belongings, letters. I sought and scrounged for every clue that might be found. From these, I learned of their mission, to prolong this bloodshed, supplying both sides with arms of dreadful artifice. Then, as now, I still do not understand why. I brought my evidence before the powers of my nation, but they cared not. So I spoke out against them, still hoping they might awaken to this madness. but my words went unheeded. Worse, they turned against me, hiding even the very name of Manus Vindictive from all their publications and letters. There is no longer any truth in the words they print. Only lies, meant to stir the pride of youth to deadly, pointless slaughter. Youths who were but children when the war began. That is why I have turned to this. To killing the ones who incited this war. It was the only choice I had left. Perhaps it has all been for naught. But at least I have put deeds to words. What has the Foundation done?
The accusation forces her into a stammering defense.
We have done more than you know, but I'm not authorized to tell you.
You expect me to offer all I know to you, yet still withhold your trust.
I'm sorry. No, I suppose that isn't fair of us. If there's anything we can offer in exchange to make a deal,
But her efforts lose steam.
I'll try my best to honor it, but I can't guarantee anything.
A cold breeze cuts the stillness between them. Sentinel lets out a slow and labored breath.
I will give nothing to the Foundation. Neither freely nor for any bargain. But you, Marcia, you have my trust.
She must be special. Marcia lights up at her patient's declaration.
Follow me.
Oh, of course.
Don't know why I'm humming, but still, I find myself humming when I enjoy these stories. Alright, so what do we have here? Discipline and regulations. Adherence to military regulations is mandatory for all soldiers, including arcanists. Respect all comments equally, regardless of a classification. Execute orders exactly, no chances based on divination. Do not neglect conventional science. Bullets often outkill arcane powers. You are fully accountable for entities you summon. No mental surveillance, influence, or manipulation of personnel without authorization. No arcane modification of issued equipment without authorization. Okay, so these are just rules when you're an arcanist joining an army. Okay. Looks like we're in the church again, and it looks like her friend is there as well.
An armored vehicle?
The driver was a manus. They're not just supplying the war anymore.
There's a pause before the Hawk's leader speaks through the receiver.
What do you think that means, Chris?
Both sides are gathered in the same room, listening to the reports from the front lines. Creus lets out a soft, rueful chuckle, though he does not let it betray the seriousness of his words.
That the manus have decided to build themselves an army.
That seems likely. In that case, we must prepare immediately for a response. Xeno's main force is still at the Eastern Front. They won't be able to reinforce us if anything happens here. The Foundation will need an army of its own. That's completely irresponsible.
A calm voice cuts through the speculation.
It will only increase the tension on this front, and it directly violates our peace policy. Manus Vindictive takes in only pure-blooded arcanists. That doesn't make for a large recruitment pool. It won't be much of an army, really. To say nothing of the fact that they lack the organization or discipline that is needed for a true large-scale military operation. Armies need human leadership. You forgot to take Arcana into consideration, Petra. You don't know what she can do to her followers with her new power. Whatever the case, we cannot take anything for granted. The Foundation will need the strength to defend itself from future attacks by the Manus. If we act quickly, we may even get ahead of things. I'd like to see what the committee will think of this plan. I hope they'll have a better grasp of the consequences. You're not seeing the board, Petra.
The communicator struggles to transmit the two leaders' heated exchange. Creus, on the other hand, stays quiet. Professional, obedient. Before long, the mediator takes over the line.
We can't rule out the possibility of a large-scale conflict. However, the committee will maintain its peace policy until we have reliable evidence.
And if the worst happens?
Then we'll do what we must to survive, even if that means igniting a worldwide war.
We have arrived.
A gargoyle monastery.
I see.
The glow of arcane skills fades as they approach, revealing their hidden sanctuary. It is, or was, an abbey, appropriately Gothic, with ornate stone walls rising up to meet the air, its dome long collapsed.
This monastery, it's not an arcane creation, is it?
No. It has only been enchanted with our arcane skill, Cartusion. Beneath its protection, those that dwell here will go unnoticed by any who pass near.
A gargoyle dressed in friar's robes walks barefoot on the grass. He looks up from his book to meet the new arrivals.
Greetings, I'm Marcia, investigator of the St. Pablo Foundation.
The friar nods, offering a smile, soft and friendly, then extends a finger and presses it to his lips.
Oh, I see. Have you made a vow of silence?
Kra-ka. The sound of breaking rock draws her eyes away.
Huh?
Beneath a broken narrow window, a stone statue of a woman begins to stir, its surface softening into flesh. Her face is marked by twisted sorrow as she walks towards Sentinel with an exaggerated gait.
Marie, mon petit chou, the rest return to us again. But oh, child, thou needs rest.
She just pulls Marianne into a tight embrace and plants a series of deep kisses on her cheeks. The French. Sentinel endures the affection with as much grit as she did with the bullets.
And this is a friend?
The woman turns to Marcia, her eyes now pooling with greater sadness.
Oh, poor child.
The hug comes too quick to dodge and too sturdy to resist, pulling Marcia into a breathtaking embrace, like she's literally squeezing the breath out of her. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. The smothering hospitality at last abates, and Marcia takes a deep breath of fresh air, taking in the pleasant scent of grass and wildflowers.
Our Marie has never been tireless in her toils. 'Tis a shame that she never permits us to aid her. Am I truly too aged to be of service? Oh, but perhaps my age has eclipsed my wisdom, for I have thus far been an unwelcoming host. Allow me to brew you some tea.
She leaves with a singular purpose and surprising speed.
My aunt is a gentle soul. She came by here 1 year ago, not fearing the danger, saying she must take care of everyone left in the family. That old lump of stone that greeted us came here to take refuge with his brother after they were injured last year.
She hangs her head with resignation.
Only a small number of my kind dwell here. Many of us remain divided by the war. Enjoy my aunt's hospitality. I shall go now to collect what you seek.
I'll be here then. Hold on.
She lets herself relax only for a moment before noticing the stone-faced gargoyles that look down at her from a dozen perches. A thought crawls under her skin.
Bonjour?
She spins around in place, meeting the unblinking eyes of each statue, stopping on the figure of a young girl. The girl's hands cover her face in a mournful pose, the silent tragedy of an endless moment of loss.
This is...
Why hath my cousin brought you here?
A voice calls out behind her, rigid and almost rude. A tall, gaunt monk stands in the courtyard.
You are not one of us. You are a bringer of war in our house of peace. What does your foundation seek from our quiet holes.
There's accusation in the gravely tone of his voice.
You misunderstand. The Foundation isn't bringing war. We're trying to end it.
This war is neither yours nor ours to end.
What are you saying?
The monk falls silent, as if debating whether his next words are worth the effort. His face contorts, becoming an exaggeration of self-righteousness. Oh boy.
It has come as a divine punishment for the faithless who have turned from God. Its end will come only with the extinction of civilization.
Sounds like you want everyone, humans and arcanists alike, to suffer and die.
You twist my words, Chevalier. I do not seek this end, this path of suffering, out of hatred for humanity. No, I do so because I pray fervently for their deliverance. But deliverance waits for the last edifices of this sinful world to crumble. When the faithless nations, as a fire consuming its last embers, burn themselves to ash. Soon, the artifices of modernity, their factories of war and death, will crumble, as Babel before them had. Their lies of advancement and revolution dying with them. We must return to the innocence of the past, as Nineveh did, heeding the word of God.
Assez, cousin.
The rebuke breaks his rhythm. Sentinel steps between Marcia and Ladislas, forcing her cousin to take a step away.
Tes prophéties ont empêché notre invité de prendre son thé.
Sentinel turns and hands Marcia a heavy canvas military bag.
Are you able to lift it?
No problem. I can handle it.
Ladislas watches the exchange with abject curiosity.
Marianne, n'est-elle pas issue de la Fondation que tu dis dépourvue de volonté pour mettre fin à cette guerre? Quel effort vain poursuis-tu donc à présent?
C'est une amie, Ladislas. Je lui accorde la liberté de venir et partir ici comme elle veut.
Mais elle n'est pas...
C'est mon droit de le faire, n'est-ce pas?
Oui.
He lowers his head without protest. Sentinel turns from her kin back to Marcia, who has by now taken several steps away.
You will find here all that I've collected since 1918. Most useful to you may be a list of those in each military who have made contact with the manus. Take them from here to your Foundation, and make of them what you will. I hope they will serve you better than they did me.
I will. Thank you.
Marcia seems more than eager to retreat. Aunt Madeline stands at the foot of a stone pillar, tea in her hand, and nods in self-reproach. The courtyard falls still. Ladislas breaks his silence with a withering glare.
Cousin, why hast thou concerned thyself with the affairs of this sinful world? We are involved now at our peril.
Even if this war was, as you believe, a divine punishment, the people have suffered enough.
Ont-tu donc souffert? Je ne vois que des cendres et nul sac de pénitence.
He motions to the weeping girl tucked in the sanctuary niche.
Hast thou learned nothing from our chère Agnes?
Wait, that's Agnes?
Leave her out of this.
It was she who prophesied this war.
He drags up the memory with sharp attention.
And whose body turned to stone as it came to pass. Was she not the closest of us all to the ear of our Lord? Then I can see only one reason for her sacrifice. It is a warning to us.
Tell me, if that is so, why God would choose such a warning?
Revelation and prophecy oft appear inscrutable to those that disbelieve them, until the truth is made manifest.
Ladislas's voice trembles, a practiced tension of humility and pride.
Mais je crois, Et je vois clairement ce que tu ne vois pas. Que notre Seigneur nous enjoint de ne ni combattre, ni mettre fin à cette guerre. Car cela est venu tel un nouveau grand déluge, destiné à balayer ce monde pécheur. Agnès reviendra à nous lorsque notre innocence passée sera retrouvée et reconstruite à partir de leur ruine. Mais la foi doit être préservée, si elle doit être reconstruite. Et c'est la base encombrante aux fidèles, à nous, les gargouilles. Je t'en prie. Écoute mes paroles, cousine. Dépose ton épée de vengeance. Ne réponds pas aux démons qui murmurent dans ton sang. Et ne souille pas davantage ton âme déjà si lourde de péché.
He lets his words cling to his lips with solemn weight. His cousin, however, has never been easy to preach to. She stiffens, sorrow and purpose welling in her eyes.
Armes à feu, canon, donc, bombes. Tu te souviens comment ces machines ont détruit nos vies, n'est-ce pas? Alors, tu sais déjà que l'innocence du passé ne repose pas simplement enfuie, prête à être reconstruite. Elle est morte et disparue. Si porter un fardeau de péché permet de mettre fin à cette guerre, ce prix me semble dérisoire.
Odysseus is stunned. He fights back tears and turns to face the altar. The light from the stained glass windows wreathes him in like a mourner's cloak.
As-tu oublié le péril de nos ancêtres? Ou les nombreux noms que nous avons effacés de notre lignée lorsqu'ils se sont égarés du chemin de la droiture? Le son démoniaque a déjà submergé notre famille. Et je crains qu'il ne te submerge bientôt toi aussi. Et moi, je ne souhaite pas devoir effacer ton nom, Marianne, de notre lignée.
I think I clicked too soon when I saw the name Marianne, but... Yeah. This whole thing's too sad to do. Researchers. Gargoyle Research Notebook. It was during the Merovingian dynasty that the Bishop of Rouen successfully subdued the first known gargoyle. This gargoyle and his descendants then formed a unique lineage devoted to protecting churches across generations. Sorry, choked on my water. However, in recent times, many younger gargoyles have chosen to abandon this ancient tradition, leaving their dark church perches for the light and glamour of the modern world. Based on my recent observations, this general conflict continues to cause significant distress among elder gargoyles. It's worth noting that the younger generation's departure also relates to the modern churches being unable to provide adequate sustenance, reflecting broader societal changes. This aspect warrants further historical analysis. Gargoyles have some unique arcane skills. First, their arcane ability allows them to petrify their own body parts, a formidable defense mechanism during the age of close-quarters combat with bayonets and spears, though considerably less effective against modern artillery bombardments, like cannons. Additionally, gargoyles possess exceptional visual capabilities, with particularly remarkable night vision. This trait complements their natural stealth abilities, enabling them to both detect hidden threats with ease and execute perfectly timed ambushes. I must admit, it's surprising such impressive combat abilities were historically limited to the protection of churches, though my lack of religious knowledge may explain this confusion. Your theoretical ignorance is indeed astounding. Mandatory religious studies await you. While I object to you reading my research notes without permission, I'll concede that, compared to your piety, I'm clearly the irreligious one, just a pure biologist. Who said I'm not a pure biologist? Gargoyles carry a curse. While the origins of their curse remain shrouded in secrecy, people are open about its manifestations. Excessive bloodshed appears to corrupt them. This corruption takes the form of mental instability, progressing from rejecting to completely abandoning their faith. My pure biologist friend, your gargoyle research now necessitates the very religious study that you say you have no interest in. This notebook clearly requires a sturdier lock. Huh, that was a fun tidbit. Alright, back at the Foundation, I guess. The bored and idle remnant of Squad 12 carries out her yet the tedious orders. Yawning. She stops by a window, squinting inside. Whew. That yawn almost cost me that narration. Broken furniture and cobwebs woven between cracked and forgotten china. A uniquely shaped counter arcanum monitoring device disrupts the decaying scene.
Clearly, no one's bothered to do any cleanup then.
She opens the window and leans in, her mask blocking out the sudden puff of dust. Following her officer's instructions, she pulls out a transparent strip of cloth and places it by the device. The cloth changes color rapidly, and a line of neat letters appears on its surface.
Counter Arcanum device operating normally. Looks like I'm not needed here either.
She climbs back out of the window.
Aren't you...
Meryl.
Masha?
The young soldier springs up to greet her, visibly relieved.
It really is you! You're back, finally!
Is Paravian alright?
Oh, poor guy's had a hard time of it, but at least he's still in one piece. He's lying in a sickbed as we speak. He should recover soon. It's too bad he didn't find anything too useful in the village. Well, aside from that armored vehicle.
Fortunately, Sentinel happened to be there at the same time.
So, it really was her? The one who assassinated Colonel Hirschfelder?
Yes, she collected a wealth of evidence concerning manus vindictive. I've already delivered it to Commander Kreos. As for the assassination, it turns out her actions weren't entirely unjustifiable. Let's just consider it a misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding? She literally killed a guy.
She's not the only one.
Marcia unconsciously rubs the old scars on her palms, feeling them itch like never before. Meryl presses her lips together, creating a twisted crease in her mask.
Well, Anyway, I was just worried that something bad might have happened to you. Like what happened to...
To whom?
Charles and Amanda. We haven't heard from them in over 4 hours now.
They were dispatched to investigate Hill 299, correct? Has any help been sent their way?
Commander Kreos sent some men to look for them. Hopefully, we'll hear some good news soon. Most of the other teams have finished their investigations. A few of them are already in the safe zone, actually. Apparently, they found a lot of useful info, so we won't have to head back out again. Right?
Meryl watches Marcia carefully, as if waiting for her to confirm something.
The front's getting shelled to hell and back. I mean, chances are we'll...
Marcia pats her on the shoulder.
The evidence Sentinel provided is quite damning. Our job here will be over just as soon as we can get a hold of the team at Hill 299. Don't worry.
I wonder if it's bad. Copies of the evidence Marcia submitted have been spread across the table. Personal letters, marked military maps, battle plans, engineering blueprints, defaced and altered documents. Along with them on the table are exhibits recovered by other investigators from across the front line, arranged in rough chronological order starting from 1918.
This is unbelievable.
He stares at the pile, the sheer flood of information overwhelming him.
These documents, the evidence is undeniable. Every one of those absurd conspiracy theories was true. The 1918 peace negotiations really were sabotaged by manus vindictive. The nations on both sides of this war have been under the deception of an invisible enemy. It is no wonder that even the victors of the 1919 offensive gained no real advantage. My God, to think manus vindictive has been sharing war secrets with both sides to ensure neither can win this war. That they have used our commanders as tools for their massacre. It is nigh on unimaginable.
He looks up with sudden realization.
This does not simply concern one nation. These documents could topple nearly all of Europe's military leaders. With this list of managed defectors in our hands, and if we act with haste, we may finally put every one of them behind bars.
Waiting for George's mood to stabilize, Creus adds a word of advice.
Let me remind you that Laplace may be able to heal these so-called defectors. Eberhard's case proved that the Manus's mental influence can be purged.
Yes, of course. Whatever the case, we must act as soon as possible. The Chancellor and the Reichstag are prepared to strike.
Finding light in a once grim future, he starts to shake, sending ripples through the papers in his hands.
Agreed. The evidence is sufficient. There's no need to delay.
Wunderbar. Just think of the soldiers finally making their way home. This is the day we secure a century of peace for Europe.
Sounds like a line for the history books.
He has no mind to react to Creus's parting jab. Stuffing all the documents into his briefcase, he rushes out. Straightening the remaining mess on his desk, Creus retrieves a hidden communicator. It's been connected the entire time.
Everything's going according to plan.
How so?
Good. The other teams have shared the same intelligence with the pacifist political leaders in their respective regions. All the Foundation has to do now is watch for any interference from Manus Vindictive.
But won't this approach cause even more turbulence?
Timekeeper.
He had been expecting the faction leaders, making this an unexpected relief.
Oh, yes, Creus. I was just listening in.
I see. In any case, the outcome can't be worse than the war we're living through, Timekeeper. As I'm sure you've learned in your history studies, this war claimed tens of millions of soldiers' lives, not to mention the equally massive number of civilian casualties, whether direct or otherwise. We are now 2 years on from what should have been the end of this war. The death toll has already climbed much higher, and it will only continue to rise if we don't put an end to it soon. At least our efforts have won us a marginally better outcome.
I see.
In short, the war is already over. Once the pacifist political parties take power, an armistice will surely be signed in Montpellier.
This may not be the time, but I have a question to ask. Does the Foundation Committee have any contingency plans should things take a turn for the worse?
The silence in the room confirms the suspicions of the voice on the other end.
Did you notice something suspicious?
The former field officer fishes out as many suspicious details from his memories as he can.
It's about Hirschfelder's assassination. Do you remember a certain detail from Marshall's report?
You think his death to be the spark of a reignited war, but even if I had stayed my hand from him, your plans would have been for naught.
If that was so, why would the Manus risk exposing Hirschfelder? Why would they allow him to meet with the Foundation in Montpellier? If Hirschfelder hadn't been killed, would the negotiations have become a fruitless tug-of-war?
Manus Vindictive would only cooperate with the Foundation on something that was sure to fail.
An intuitive guess is assembled, drawing on the experience of prior contact with Manus Vindictive.
Could it be that they're purposely diverting our attention?
My thoughts exactly, Timekeeper. That said, securing peace is our top priority at the moment.
Oh boy. This is getting stressful either way. 2 pounds of sugar. So long, hungry rats. What does that even mean, though? Do we have an arcanist that controls rats, spreading plagues? Well, that's a scary thought.
6 years of war have deeply shaken the resolve and faith of our nation. It is clear to all that this war cannot continue any longer. Afraid of the loss of power that peace may bring to them, leaders across Europe elected to collaborate with the evil cult Manus Vindictive, sacrificing countless young lives in meaningless carnage. But carnage is precisely what Manus Vindictive desires. Unseen by all, their wicked influence has long wormed its way into the leadership of every warring nation. But worry not, the conspiracy has been thwarted. Every treasonous general has been arrested and will soon face a fair court-martial. The heroes who bled for the fatherland are finally returning home, where we will welcome them with smiles on our faces and gratitude in our hearts. On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of the year 1920, this war will come to an end.
Why do I get the feeling that something bad's gonna happen? Maybe. I don't know. Weeks have passed since the assassination, and the desolate streets of Montpellier have sprung to life again. Delegates from the belligerent nations gather on opposite sides of the road. Soft bowler hats and ties decorate the event, mixed with occasional peaked caps and military epaulets, though now precious few. More dignitaries demand tighter security. Each nation came with their own detail, but the operations commander insists on further reinforcements from the Foundation.
Third routine patrol complete. No anomalies detected, sir.
No further warnings from the Arcanum detection group. Should we lower the alert level?
Maintain the current level. I need at least 2 squads on standby at the command post at all times.
Yes, sir.
Clad in white, Foundation security diligently carrying out their orders. On the busy town road, the commander suddenly stops. Eyes shut, he focuses, trying to sift through the din of stuffy conversation. Din? Okay. He activates his communicator. The line sparks to life instantly.
Any response from Charles and Amanda?
Negative. They've been silent since they reached Hill 299. It's like we're calling into the abyss. Chances are they got snuffed out by the manus. Luck can't be on everyone's side.
Even so, we need to recover the bodies.
What? So they can be buried with shiny medals?
The voice on the other end bites back with a sneer.
A couple minutes walk on the battlefield and I'll find you a whole pile of that scrap metal.
Any other signs of enemy activity?
Nope. Not a single trace of the manus scum. Maybe all this military and political turmoil messed up their plans after all.
Let's hope so. Whatever the case, we need to get to the bottom of what happened at Hill 299. We can't afford to let any potential threats slip past us.
Already on my way there. How about seeing a psychologist when this is all over, Creus? Maybe they'll finally cure your manus vindictive paranoia.
Keep your eyes and ears open.
He answers the call. I mean, you can't be too careful, right? In an unnoticed corner of the street, a grim figure walks alone. Charon's work in Montpellier is over, and even now, on the eve of a ceasefire, there are many corpses on the front line waiting for him. His disjointed thoughts dwell on the horse that once accompanied him.
Will Andreas ever return?
But loss has ever been his first companion. Resigned, he shuffles down the road away from Montpellier.
Hey, sir! Mr. Charon!
Meryl runs up to him, arriving out of breath.
You leaving already? Marsha told me you're heading back to the front.
She speaks the truth. And you are?
Oh, right. You don't know me. But Marsha told me loads about you. You know Marsha, don't you?
Charon struggles to remember, piecing together Marsha's appearance from his shattered memories.
Yes. The night. I remember.
Great. I'm heading to the front as well. Do you want to... or, I mean, could you please join our convoy?
You wish for me to join you?
You know the front better than anyone.
Meryl digs into her pocket, fishing out half a bar of chocolate that has been carefully resealed and wrapped, and slips it into Charon's hand.
Please, Mr. Charon, come with us. We could really use your help.
I wonder how he feels. The front is still as death.
This quiet feels strange.
Halt's Maul, Rudolph. Why, damn it?
He jinxed it. Soldiers in the trenches gaze up at the empty sky. The ceasefire has not yet been signed, but all military activity on the front line has been suspended. Yet the soldiers still man their trenches, hoping desperately to go home.
Why did Willy and Franz have to...
Eric rubs his face, his calloused fingers twisting his features from distress. 6 hours have now passed since the last time a shell exploded or a machine gun rattled. Yet the quiet has a strangeness of its own. The faint cold wind shivers the lines of barbed wire with audible tensile contractions.
So, who won in the end?
I don't think no one did.
Does it matter?
Rudolph's head sways between the nod and a shake.
Then, should we start packing up?
Sure. You can finally take all those notebooks of yours back home. Weren't you planning to turn them into a book?
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe once I stop being a soldier, my motivation to write will stop too. What about you, Erich? What will you do?
Make bread, I think. My family runs a bakery. I can already see it. My old man cracking open his finest bottle of Spätburgunder when I arrive.
An idea crosses Eric's mind.
Speaking of which, I bet we can go and ask the boys on the other side for some food and drinks. They've got wine and soft white bread. At least, that's what P.O.V. said.
I wouldn't mind some canned peaches.
Fine. I'll get you your peaches. I guess I really am your Hauptmann, huh?
He scrounges around for a bit of scrap cloth, then ties it to his rifle, intending it to be a peace flag.
Erich, do not hurry to leave the trenches. Have patience.
Charon slinks back into the trench without a word. Eric stops his rifle for now and steps toward Charon.
Oh, Charon, you're back. Any news?
The delegations from various nations have arrived in Montpellier. The armistice will be signed in 48 hours. It is best to avoid any unnecessary danger until then.
But I'm starving, Charon. You didn't bring any food, did you?
I did.
The new voice catches Eric off guard.
Who are you?
The Foundation has issued food and drinks to be brought to the soldiers on the front. She is responsible for distributing them.
Yeah, more or less what he said. Right. I need a hand unloading these crates of beer. Any volunteers?
There's beer?
Yeah, Germans love beer. We all love beer. Sorry. The troops all rise at once, climbing over themselves to get out from the dugouts below. In an instant, the trench is packed wall to wall.
Hey, easy there. There's plenty to go around.
Boys! Boys! You're humiliating yourselves! Get in line and I'll choose a few of you to help out.
Eric calls out a few names, then turns to Charon.
Where's Meyer Braun?
He is needed in Montpellier.
That's a shame. Ja, he's got a Backpfeife im Gesicht. But, who cares? The war's over. Forget it. You, and you. Come here and unload the crates for the nice Foundation girl.
Like I said, too early to celebrate. That's what I'm thinking. The food is passed from hand to hand until it reaches every soldier. Rot and despair still hang over the trenches, but they do nothing to dampen their appetites. Rudolph cups a butter cake in his hands, desperately afraid of crumbling it. He hasn't seen such soft and brilliant food in a long time. Then all at once, he stuffs it into his mouth. Eric hurries to his sides, shoving a mug of golden lager into his hands.
Come on, Prost!
Fine.
Count me in. Prost!
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 The metal cups tap rhythmically, shaping into a joyful and bright tune. From far across the field, their clinking percussion is met with raucous singing voices.
What's that? Do you boys hear us singing?
I hear it too, from the other side. Why are they singing?
Oh, right. These are humanitarian rations. They've been given to the other side too. They're probably celebrating.
Eric jumps over the top, waving his whitish flag toward the other side.
Isaiah! Come on, boys. Let's make some noise ourselves. Close to you bastards over there! You understand what I'm saying? Prost!
Santé!
Well, a ceasefire indeed.
Auf den Frieden! Auf den Frieden!
Again, I feel like it's too early to celebrate. The ceasefire celebration stretches late into the night. Charon watches the festivities crouched in the dim corner of the trench.
Hey, what are you doing holed up here alone?
Despite his best efforts, he is noticed. Charon lifts his head.
The presence of the dead is not fitting among such joy.
What are you talking about? You fit in perfectly.
She waves a can of sausages and a paper wrapped candy.
I mean, I know you don't exactly eat much, but you can still enjoy the taste of the stuff, right? I even know a guy with a fish tank for a head who eats every once in a while. That said, I've never actually seen him do it. Does he just pour the coffee straight into his fish tank or what?
That's an actual good question, though. He is a ferrofluid, after all, and his body is mechanical. So I'm assuming he does pour it into his fish tank? I don't know.
The offer is heard, but refused. Such things have better use to you.
Seriously? Aren't you ever hungry?
There is always hunger within me, but food should be saved for the living. Eat well while you can. Stay alive.
Well, you're not wrong, but I wouldn't exactly put it like that. Come on, take it. Hound's always poking fun at me for eating too much anyway.
Hound?
Oh, never mind. Just take it, alright? It's not like it's easy to get a decent meal out here on the front.
No longer insisting on soliciting Charon's opinion, hiccups, Merrill slips the cans into his coat pocket while touching the cold plastic wrapping of the chocolates.
Oh, at least try the chocolate in your pocket. It'll melt if you leave it in there much longer anyway.
Charon doesn't resist. He nods and slowly rises to his feet.
It is time. I left.
Alright. I still have some finishing up to do here. Won't be long. Just have to make sure everyone's got their supplies. Where are you heading anyway? If you wait a moment, I can come with you.
No. This must be done alone. There is a message. One that must be sent off.
You know, they say that a bar of chocolate is technically a pound. Not really a pound of sugar, but I don't know. Okay, so a send-off. We're in part 15, and I had to look up how many chapters we have to deal with here, and I think it is almost over. But I'm not sure if it's close or not, but... So let's go ahead and do the send-off. So I'm thinking that's Charon, and that's Braun, I believe.
Here you are, Eberhard.
How?
It's good to see you, mein Freund. How's everyone holding up on the front?
They are celebrating this war's end, singing songs and drinking beer. It's peaceful.
Peaceful.
He repeats the words with satisfaction. Eberhard's spirit has changed significantly from the last time they met.
It's unexpected that the Foundation would allow you to move so freely.
No, my duty is done. I have no place in Montpé. No place among suits and politics.
He exhales, stretching in the crisp morning air.
That red-haired official agreed to let me go for a walk every once in a while. He said, someone will keep an eye on you. Whatever. It's getting cold. But I enjoy a crisp winter morning like this. It reminds me of our days as students, remember? We had to get up before dawn. I was lazier than you. I wouldn't wake up until you rode your bicycle to my window and shouted my name.
Then the two of us would miss Latin class, just as Walter did.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Latin class was hell, Walter. He was a good lad.
Paul removes a crumpled envelope from inside his pocket of jacket.
This parcel is to be delivered to you. There's a letter within it from Herr Mühlenberger, addressed to those of us in Class 3.
Herr Mühlenberger? I was planning to visit him during my home leave, but... well, you know what happened back home. But he doesn't have a clue about what happened out here. What use is this letter? You and I are the only two class members left since the fall of Montpé. All right, let's hear it, Paul.
Steadying his breath, Paul tears it open. He unfolds the letter.
Meine lieben Schüler und ehrenwerte Soldaten. Der Krieg hat einen kritischen Punkt erreicht. Und als euer Lehrer ist es meine Pflicht, euren Mut zu stärken. Ich weiß, dass die Sicht auf den Krieg von der Front aus begrenzter sein könnte, als für uns im Vaterland. Lasst mich also klarstellen, der Sieg ist in unserer Reichweite. Obwohl das Leben an der Front hart ist, denkt daran, dies ist ein Opfer für eine größere Sache. Lasst daher euer Leiden süß sein. Dies wird der glorreichste Moment eures Lebens sein. Und wie ich euch beigebracht habe, wird es uns vielleicht eines Tages gefallen, diese Dinge zu erinnern.
Gefallen? Ha! Hört ihn euch an. Er hat sogar Lucans Gedicht zitiert. Oder war es Virgil?
Es ist höchstwahrscheinlich Virgil. Er hat ihn unten zitiert. Ardentis fortuna iovat.
Das Zitat über das Erinnern. Wie sagt man es nochmal auf Latein? Forsan. Haec. Und dann was?
Das Et fehlt, Eberhard. Forsan et haec. Olim memenice juvebit.
Ja, genau das. Dieser alte Fatzke. Er hat geschummelt. Das sind nicht mal seine Worte. Was für ein Dummkopf. Er weiß nicht, wovon er spricht.
After a bitter laugh, both are silent for a moment.
Paul, I'll never be pleased looking back on any of this. If I have children one day, how will I tell them about all this? I sent our fellow countrymen directly into the line of fire. A death trap. Knowing full well that the enemy would retake the ground in mere hours. Young lives. Lost one after another. And for what? Some senseless orders? I've heard enough. Put the letter away.
Better yet, burn it. Paul slowly unfolds up the letter. Eberhard, however, snatches up the letterhead, crumbles it into a ball, and throws it into the weeds beside the monument. There is no more fighting, and for the first time in a long time, the day passes without the thunder of artillery. The sunlight falls on blades of grass, tombstones, and birds in the air. Their songs finally can be heard once more.
This feeling. I've never felt it before. It's as though, for this one moment, I can... No. I have already taken control of my future. I'd forgotten how good it feels to be alive. For the first time in a very long while. My heart feels light, mein Freund. The choices I've made may be irreversible. But I've made up my mind. There is only one path for me now.
He looks to the top of the hill and starts climbing.
Do you not wish to continue your studies? Your writings are surely safely stored in the school's archives.
Would you return to school, Paul?
Another potential.
It is unlikely, but you still may.
For what? For knowledge? A diploma? That might have mattered to the old me, but I'm no longer that boy.
Eberhard.
It's too late, mein Freund. Far too late. I need some time alone. Please, write a reply to Herr Mühlenberger for both of us.
The weather is unseasonably mild, and Eberhard begins to climb the hill like a student on a field trip. The sunshine and brisk air make the world feel new.
The war is over, Paul. The sky is so blue.
Just as it always was.
Just as it always was. Well said. Farewell, mein Freund.
He waves, turns, and walks away. Paul stands and opens his notebook.
Sehr geehrter Herr Mühlenberger, Ihr Brief wurde von Ihren Schülern wohl erhalten. Sie haben gemeinsam die dunkelsten und härtesten Zeiten durchgestanden. Aber nun sind der Kummer und das Leid zu Ende. Sie zeigten Mut und Treue. Doch diese Tugenden wurden zu einer Last. Viel zu schwer für ihre jungen Schultern. Deshalb werde ich Ihnen keine leeren Worte mehr aufbürden. Der Krieg hat diese jungen Männer in etwas ganz anderes verwandelt. Das Wissen, das Sie ihnen vermittelt haben, ist nun nutzlos. Und sie werden nie wieder ihre Lehren hören. Zu diesem Zeitpunkt muss ich Ihnen mit schwerem Herzen mitteilen, dass...
Gunshot. What? Oh no.
Alle Ihre Schüler aus der Klasse 3 sind gefallen.
He knew.
Mit besten Grüßen. Ein toter Mann. Dies schließt die Aufzeichnungen des Soldaten Paul Haumann ab.
I'm honestly speechless. I knew there was a bad feeling. I guess Major Paul Brauman, I guess, had felt extremely guilty. A lot. Once his mind clears, he knew that I think the decisions he made would be irreversible and it will haunt him for the rest of his life. And I guess that he probably wouldn't take it. Why should he live in a peaceful world while the soldiers he sent to die? I don't know. I guess it weighed so heavily, he just... You already heard it. Yeah. Class 3 students. Look at this. These are just names. Died for shelling, reported missing, then was confirmed dead. Died from machine gun fire. So Charon, who is Paul, is literally a dead guy. I don't know. Yeah. Alright, let's move on. So even now her tears remain an unfulfilled prophecy. I wonder how that's gonna help. I wonder how that's gonna be, you know? Odysseus hasn't spoken a word since news of the ceasefire reached their sanctuary. He's been kneeling at the altar for days, having eaten next to nothing. Always thin. Now he now looks more like a jagged stone obelisk than a man.
What am I to do, mon petit chou? You will not so much as touch the biscuits I baked for him. Never have I seen him in such a state.
The woman claps her hands to her chest, worried but helpless.
Ladislas.
She gently calls out to him.
The war has ended, not as he foretold. It may take some time ere he is able to free himself of his guilt.
Cher Ladislas, keep thy heart in the Lord, for he shall forgive us no matter how great our missteps.
The good and pious woman stops herself from saying more. There's no line of reasoning sufficient to break him from his watch.
Marie, I beg thee do something. One way or another, we all must return to Rouen in the coming days.
She leaves without another word. Sentinel comes to Ladislas' side, but has no desire to interrupt his silent prayers. Her focus instead is on the statue of the crying girl.
Ladislas, you foretold that Agnes would return to herself come the end of the war.
She pulls out a handkerchief and to softly clean the stone's unmoving face.
Yet she remains unchanged. Is there truly no way to revive our dear friend? Our family?
Once again, she receives only a humbling, guilt-ridden silence.
Marie?
She turns to the voice, finding it belongs to the woman that has become a regular visitor to their sanctuary. As usual, she brought food. This time, some salami and dried cheese. After handing off the supplies, Marsha marches straight toward her.
What news from the front?
Some troops have already withdrawn. The rest will follow suit once the armistice is officially signed. Ladislas, he still won't eat?
Just leave him be.
She doesn't let Marsha dwell on the matter, returning to her work dusting the statue.
If you don't mind me asking, is this statue real?
What do you mean?
I'm not sure how to put this into words properly. It's just that I've never seen her move.
Ah. Now your words are clear.
She gathers her handkerchief and takes a deep breath, the cold, wet morning mist filling her lungs.
This is Agnes, a distant cousin of mine. We share a great-grandmother.
She places her hand on Agnes' stone knee. Someone's knocking on my door. So I'm gonna pause for a bit.
We took residence together until 1914. Both at our clan estate in the suburbs of Rouen, and in my rented apartment in Paris.
Okay, I just got back. Someone was talking to me for a bit, letting me know something.
When the war broke out, I departed to join the army. Upon returning during my first leave, I found her in the cellar. It came to pass that, in my absence, she had turned herself to stone.
She can stay in this form as she pleases?
Only so long as her heart yet beats. Were she to turn to stone from within, she would be unable to restore her body to flesh, But Ladislas informed me of another possibility. He said Agnes's petrification was an extraordinary act of self-sacrifice, and that this sacrifice was also a prophecy. Gargoyles were not to coexist with this war. He said that a miracle would occur. That Agnes would be freed from her petrification. I thought it might have been true.
She glances toward Ladislas, still kneeling.
But I suppose it was not. Agnes has shown no signs of recovery.
There must be another way.
The gargoyle shakes her head, disheartened.
If only there were. If only I knew of one. But there is very little I know of our bloodline. While the young of my kin generally receive a traditional education from within the clan. My grandmother supported my decision to attend a secular school in my youth. I resided in a small rented apartment in Paris for some time, hoping to enroll at Lonsad. That was until the war broke out.
Sentinel forces herself to look into Marsha's eyes.
This war, well, you have seen the face of it. It takes but one shot to end a life. And this war has hurt millions. Friends, family, loved ones. I have lost far too many.
Marie.
Forget it. Tell me, have you yet time today?
What do you want to do?
Take a stroll. I have spent far too much time in the monastery.
After a long journey, they return to the field once soaked in blood.
A pilot?
Their earlier conversation still lingers.
Yes, that's what I wanted to be.
Why?
Many knights joined the Air Force at the time. They believed the sky to be the only battlefield that still maintained at least some semblance of knightly chivalry. It had more than the ground at least. Crawling through mud and digging trenches.
I loathe airplanes. They're exceedingly difficult to withstand from the ground. And the engine noise.
She swallows the complaints, not wanting to sound bitter. Marsha extends her arm over her friend's back.
Relax. You don't need to fight them anymore. In fact, I'd wager you'll come to like traveling by plane in time.
She turns to the sea of grass rippling in the wind.
Corpses that lay yonder. Did you see them earlier?
No. Perhaps Charon had already buried them.
Ha, most likely. He is an interesting fellow, if not strange.
And kind too. Without him, you and I would certainly have fought again at the graveyard. Oh, that reminds me.
Suddenly, she bends down, rummaging in the roadside dirt.
What?
You threw a smoke grenade at me. Hey!
Don't tell me they're playing. They laugh as they race down the dirt road, feeling more like children than soldiers for the moment, however brief. They come to a halt before the windmill, its colossal gears interclocking and turning, like the breath of a slumbering ancient giant. The slow creaking of the windmill becomes the only sound.
Marsha. Are you leaving?
No, I have plenty of free time today.
Not now. After the armistice. I know well that the Foundation has tasked you with keeping a watchful eye on me.
It's not exactly like that.
All is well. You may stay. So long as you do not lie, I shall even aid you should you require it. But do not attempt to persuade me to join the Foundation. I cannot abandon my family.
I know that. I'll be leaving after the armistice is officially signed.
It comes from the windmill.
A horse?
Sounds like a horse to me.
I did hear it.
A horse.
They cautiously approach the windmill's entrance. Sentinel moves ahead of Marsha, turning her body sideways, and hardens into stone to give a weighty push on the door. It's a warhorse.
Wow, what a beauty!
A horse indeed. What brings it here?
Is this Andreas? The horse that Charon's been looking for? Okay. Yet another thing appears. And this is Entrusted Visions. A letter from home. My dearest cousin Ladislas, how oft thou art in my prayers. I trust with all my heart that Italy hath already begun to feel as home unto thee. I am told the folk there are warm of spirit and generous of hand. I can well believe thou hast found many a kindly friend upon thy path. Marianne and I do prepare for a journey into Austria, and our hearts are full of longing. For there lieth, as thou hast spake so oft, the very heart of the new art. I yearn to lift mine eyes onto the golden tracery crowning the secession building, whilst Marianne doth dream of wandering through the galleries and little shops of Wiener Werkstätte? I don't know how you pronounce this. I am sorry. We have set our minds up also upon the Karlskirche, Vischer von Erlich's great Baroque church. If that's... I can't pronounce these things. I am so sorry. Again, they say its 19 stained glass windows shine as jewels, and its nave holdeth a majesty not soon forgotten. Should any sketches from our travels serve thy studies, it would delight me to send them forth. Our past words dwell yet within me. Marianne telleth me ever of the new age dawning, of electric light supplanting the gentle glow of candles, and of the darkness of our nights fading away. Yet, dear Ladislas, I still feel the nearness of the old ways. This age of machines hath left many unsettled and without refuge. Soon they shall crave a quiet place wherein to kneel and seek God's comfort and counsel. Then I do call to mind thy words, and my heart is moved, that our prayers must rise above the clamor of industry, and so do I begin to dream, with thee in my thoughts, of a church of this new century, yet still a haven for the soul. Though our cousin smileth at such fancies, her words have sown new imaginings in me, and I have begun to set them down in drawings. Mayhap to raise such a place would take 10, even 15 years. Yet it comforteth me to picture thee by my side when the time cometh, helping to bring our vision to life. Thou art ever in my thoughts and ever in my prayers. With all my love, Agnes. Yeah. Okay, I just got back from my break here, and I guess we can continue on until we get to some parts of the game. I think this might be the final part, if it lets me be. So, I won't find out until later. So, Serenity on the Wind is what it is. We're near a windmill with a horse. If only this war had never begun. That is a good question. A good question there. Right.
Here, come on out. That's a good boy.
The horse seems to naturally gravitate to the night, drooping its head to brush up against her. When it's supposed to be dropping its head? Oh well.
Oh my, Marie. Look at his beautiful coat. Not even the colonels have such handsome companions.
He seems to have taken a liking to you. Can you ride?
What sort of question is that, Marianne? You are talking to a knight.
Even without a saddle, she mounts the horse with ease.
Come on, take my hand. I'll give you a ride.
That's an invitation. Take it. After a moment's hesitation, Sento takes the offered hand and finds herself on the horse's back as well.
It feels perfect for a gallop, but I'm worried you might fall.
Let me off then. Enjoy it yourself.
What fun would that be? Come on, just hold on tight. Giddy up!
Hey!
I can't believe you don't know how to ride a horse, but I can teach you. Just think of them as oversized hunting dogs. I'll come find you after you move. How does that sound? Where will you be if you're not staying with your family?
Perhaps Paris? My mind is yet made. But wherever I am, I should like to open a clothing store.
Then you better choose a store name I'll recognize right away. No, you'll become so famous that it'll take no work to find you. Could you make a parade dress for me?
I have never before made such a dress, but I shall learn for you.
Wow! A parade dress tailor-made for me by a famous French fashion designer. It's like a dream come true.
Yeah, in a moment of repose. Yeah. Speak out your dreams. But to me, it always seems like bad luck to do so when you're doing a war like this. Because it feels like we're getting closer to the end, but it's not right there. Because I haven't faced against a final boss of a chapter. So this might be the first moment of true peace they felt since the war began. The horse grows tired. They dismount to let it roam and feed on the tall meadow grass. Meadow.
What of you?
Meadow.
How may I come into your contact? The Lord only knows where the Foundation will send you once this is ended.
You may be right. The fight against manus vindictive isn't over. But don't worry. I always find a way to get in touch with you.
I do not wish to judge your decision, but do all you can to stay alive, Marcia. Do not make a martyr of yourself.
Why the sudden sentimentality, Marie?
If all this, when all this comes to an end one day, I hope to see you again.
Me too.
I will pray for you, though I am uncertain if my voice will be heard. I am nothing like Agnes. She is an angel descended from heaven. And I am.
The gargoyle keeps her eyes hidden in the shadow.
Never mind.
The communicator's noise startles the nibbling horse. It lifts its head and bolts into the distance. Shame.
Ah, there he goes.
She picks up the device. Again, it's an anonymous caller.
Marcia, we need you on the front immediately. I've already sent you the coordinates. Bring the gargoyle if she's willing.
Who are you?
We'll meet soon enough.
It's the I think it's one of Creus's allies, maybe. Yep, I knew it. It's too good to be true. The peace did not last. It never does when the menace is around. Alright, now the armistice. I wonder. Oh wait, I gotta do the 2-star thing. I'm guessing it's gonna end up badly, this armistice here. Who knows? Half an hour earlier.
Yes, Herr Chancellor. The delegations have arrived in Montpellier. The armistice will be signed before dinner time. Understood. We will be sure to serve a simple but delicious dinner. And of course, all journalists granted entry will be carefully selected.
Mr. George, if that's how you pronounce the name, I have no idea, hangs up the phone dryly, and with full confidence began checking the ceasefire memorandum once again.
No problems so far.
He picks up the fountain pen and sketches out his signature over and over again. Each loop of the pen is taken with utmost seriousness, aware of the gravity it will soon hold. Another impatient ring, and the tip of his pen slips, leaving the letter O in a rather unsightly shape. But the call isn't on his phone. It's one of his assistant's desk. Which, thankfully, means it isn't his concern.
What are you waiting for, Friedrich? Pick up the phone already.
The assistant, buried in paperwork, fails to react to the ring.
Pick up the phone, you hear? Damned! I still fail to understand why they would assign me a deaf sloth as an assistant. I'll have you fired the moment I set foot on the fatherland.
George storms over to the assistant's desk and to scold him. Jolting alert, the assistant grabs the receiver.
That's more like it.
To George's surprise, his assistant then immediately puts the receiver down.
That was an awful racket, sir.
How dare you!
The man checks his watch, paying no mind to his superior. I have more pressing matters to attend to. Yes. It's about time.
Red flag. If his assistant is deep in paperwork but doesn't give a damn about answering the phone, he just answers it and just puts it down, that's something suspicious to me. He stands up, picks up the receiver again, and hangs it up once more without a word.
What? Explain yourselves this instant!
Huh. I owe you no explanation, sir.
Yeah, that's an attitude of a traitor.
Who could that be?
Come in.
You!
Something went wrong. All attempts to reach the investigators sent to Hill 299 have failed. Crius puts his communicator down, pauses, then tries again, this time calling Hound. I think the unknown one that called Marcia earlier might be Hound, but only static replies.
No response either.
Crius watches the passing politicians with growing unease. They don't flinch under Crius' gaze. In fact, they don't seem to pay him any mind at all. Their limited time is devoted to the pressing matters of peace. Paravion exits a nearby building and makes his way to Crius.
Sir, a new batch of counter-arcanum devices has been deployed, as instructed.
Good. Any contact from Meryl in the past 3 hours?
No. She's probably still on the front. There's a lot of celebrating going on out there.
Crius tries to communicate her once more, this time calling a different squad member. Static.
Something's not right.
A shot rings out like thunderbolt on a cloudless day.
We're under attack!
Security forces rush into the streets, drawing away any wandering delegates inside to safety. Steel-eyed veterans fan out, searching for the gunfire's source.
What's the location? I saw them in that house. They're wearing black. I have to.
The young man begins to charge, only to be held back.
Get back here, Paravian! We need to get to the command post and inform all security staff to resume combat positions.
Yes, sir.
Foundation security regroups around the most heavily guarded buildings. Across the street, a man in a jet black uniform exits York's makeshift office. Okay, so we got a new manus soldier here. I think George might have been assassinated. As he walks into the open, he is flanked by soldiers covered in pitch black.
Finally. No more hiding. The moment of truth has arrived.
He raises a hand, and the soldiers around him stand at attention.
Leave a few of the Foundation lapdogs alive. I have something to say to those sanctimonious hypocrites. As for the rest, kill them all.
Yeah, I knew it. It never ends well. With a piece like that, it just never ends well.
A fair game.
This is literally my strongest mineral team I got.
Icarus, eyes on the target.
Not sure about Uru.
Enjoy!
You just ain't mine.
Give them a warm welcome. Of course, is that a fairy in the liquor? Yo, you, noble or common?
He is the strong one.
Comes for us all.
Colorful clouds.
It's gonna be a challenge. He should be vulnerable, but he's got a mine laid out.
Give them a warm welcome. A pot of liquor amidst the
Kill them all.
flowers.
There we go.
I never miss.
Yeah!
I'm so glad I got Cassandra. I am very glad I got her. Come on.
Is that a fairy in the liquor?
Ultimate for the
They
win.
may beg their gods. Their lives are at my mercy.
Nice.
Everything went smoothly. Shall we have another round?
Oh boy. A war of attrition just rings out. The ceasefire signing descends into a bloody firefight.
Search every room. Leave no stone unturned.
Every few seconds, a heavy soft thud echoes as something limp crashes to the ground from above. Foundation security officer what resistance they can. The counter-arcane devices they've deployed, providing them with a moment's respite.
Oh, but keep that signing desk and the documents on it intact. It'll make for a great headline shot. Perfect for the front page of the papers. Now, bring her out.
The soldiers of Manus Vindictive carry out their orders in wordless lockstep. Soon, bodies in white and black riddle the streets. Moments later, two soldiers march a hostage into the center of the empty street.
Quiet.
Once again, the assassin-turned-officer raises his hand and checks his watch.
Better late than never.
He strides forward as if he were participating in a triumphal parade, stopping only a few short paces from the Foundation command post, so near that he can hear the flag fluttering in the wind.
All that endless searching, huh? Well, here we are. You finally caught us.
He spreads his arm wide like a showman.
You might ask, why must things end like this? Why must we kill one another? Do you want to know why? Because our pleas, our pain, our suffering were all ignored by you. Humans started this war, all these wars, and yet you hurled us, Arcanists, onto the front lines like cheap cannon fodder. You have created a world that despises us for our bloodlines and mocks us for our arcane skills. Yet you force us to use those very skills to fight the war machines you built. You humans have sown untold horrors in the name of conflicts created by your own hand. And still, you refuse us even a single scrap of bread in reward. These are the lessons history has taught us. A history of arcanist suffering that must end.
And to be honest, he's pretty much being a hypocrite because in this war, everybody suffers. Everybody dies. In this case, both arcanists and humans died on that front. But I think Manus Vindictive recruited this guy because, yeah, he's got these questions and he wants to be heard, you know? Maybe. They always take in the most people that want these things to change or anything, really. Something that the Manus can use. He draws a pistol from his waist and toys with it.
So when I heard that Arcanists were uniting, marching under the banner of a formidable army, I caught a glimpse of hope. In fact, it shone like never before. Foundation lapdogs, human scum, mark my words. This war has only just begun. From this era onward, the unjust reign of humanity shall be overturned. All arcanists from every era shall march under the banner of manus vindictive until the ultimate, most glorious era arrives.
And there she is. A bullet rips through his temple. Thank God. I mean, he wouldn't shut up. The remaining soldiers drop where they stand.
Who did that?
Our friendly sniper. The Guardian. Gargoyle.
Lapdogs, eh?
Or is it?
Couldn't come up with anything more original.
Or is that Hound? The stray Hound at last returns. He marches straight through the command post, kicking the fallen manus vindictive officer's corpse for good measure.
Command post clear now.
The door swings open. Security staff cautiously scanning for trouble. Kriya stands aside, waiting.
You're late, Yemalai.
At least you're not dead.
Yemalai balks. His voice, like his face, carries a permanent smirk.
You won't always have someone around to cover your ass, Chris.
As always, Krias finds it easier to simply sidestep his insubordination.
What have you found?
Long story short, we're a step behind the manus. They've got an army, launching an assault on the front lines as we speak. We're talking about a force the size of a traditional brigade, possibly even two. They're hiding out beneath Hill 299, and every one of their soldiers is an arcanist.
Hill 299? Any news on Charles and Amanda?
Like I said, probably dead. He lets the swagger drop from his voice.
Yeah. They're both dead.
I figured that.
But they did leave behind some critical info. Turns out Manus Vindictae's built a colossal, full-fledged underground fortress inside Hill 299. That's where all these Manus troops have been coming from. The ones here in the safe zone and the ones sent to eliminate the human soldiers at the front.
Did you carry out the other order?
Yeah. I've sent the request for reinforcements and your frontline contingency plan to headquarters. All available Foundation personnel in the region are moving towards the designated locations on the front, all except Meryl. I haven't been able to make contact with her.
Krias nods, an understated gesture of approval. He says nothing about Meryl's radio silence, as if he had anticipated it all along.
You really gonna do this, huh? This so-called frontline contingency plan?
I don't think we have much choice.
How are we gonna deal with Hill 299? It came out of nowhere.
Every plan has its surprises. We'll deal with it. Follow me. We're going to the front lines. You can fill me in on the details on the way.
Yeah, like always, the Manus has waited patiently and carry out their ambushing, I would say. Alright, there's a lot more here going on, so let's read this.
The lapdogs are barking again. Their masters remain quiet, for the most part. And you know why. But silence gives no orders. So the masters whistle. Just a pitch. No words. And so no words are heard. Only the baying of dogs.
So what do you mean, I know why? Or, you sound like a soldier I know.
How dare you? To think I should speak like some slick-talking veteran? I'd slit my throat myself if I so much as uttered a word akin to those devils. They're bastards, abominations, every last one of them.
Please accept my apologies. Wounds are hard to heal when they are torn open time and time again.
Like raven dogs. Alright. Again. False stun, another fight. Yeah.
What's that sound?
Rudolph has set about packing his things. Like many in the trenches, he doesn't have much, but his greatest treasure is a pile of manuscripts and notes. He lifts his head. A pale look glints behind his glasses.
What are you standing there for?
They're firing again.
So? Surely you're used to it by now.
The rumble of artillery had become so familiar to them that its return is barely noticed.
But isn't there supposed to be a ceasefire? I know it isn't official yet, but there's no point in firing now, is there?
Eric draws in a sharp breath. A low, ominous whistle follows.
Scheiße! In Deckung!
All at once, the quiet of the front erupts into fire and fury. The impact of the explosion shakes the trench lines in unyielding waves, the blast spraying mud and earth in every direction.
Damn! Has everyone gone mad? These alten Säcke! I thought they were supposed to be negotiating peace!
Why? Why are we fighting again?
Rudolph sprawls out on the ground, trying to find his baggage, which has been scattered in the blast. Clothes, notes, and cans are buried in loose dirt and carried off in the air.
No! Forget that rubbish! Get inside!
Eric forces the bespectacled soldier into a dugout, then forces himself up to the parapet, peering over with his periscope.
Scheiße! Scheiße! Who in the hell is attacking us?
I don't know. They're not even wearing blue. They're all black.
Right. Are they wearing masks? Can they even see through them?
The flank!
Scouts and messengers dash in every direction, alerting everyone they can reach of the attack.
I don't know who or what they are, but they're coming from our flank!
A stray bullet shatters his periscope. He tosses the device down with a stream of curses. He grabs a messenger by the collar.
All men from the 2nd Company, assemble! Focus fire on enemies in black uniforms!
Yeah. Looks like it's de-escalating so freaking fast, and... What is this? I got 5. Really? Well, this is gonna take me a minute. I'm gonna have to figure things out.
I am ready.
Competition first, burning second.
Greetings, Scylla. Hello to you too, Charybdis.
Follow me.
Always ready to go.
I don't have anything else to work with. Yeah, I ain't got nothing to work with, so why not?
The clock is set.
Alright. I have nothing else to work with, but this team here are my strongest people I have. So,
harmony is precious.
I'm literally having 5 people fighting 5 people.
Where are our men?
This is all I could find. We've been caught off guard. Everyone's confused.
Snap out of it! Scheiße! Don't you see what we're dealing with here? Get to your positions, boys. Fire! You hear me? Fire! Send these Scheißkerle to hell!
Alright.
Please, Tarkin, is that a fairy in the liquor?
Be careful.
I never miss. We have taken a strong position.
Alright, Lucy's my best chance at dealing with mass enemies.
The sign of the Shangri.
In check.
Find cover. You won't get away.
Give them a warm welcome.
I'll show you.
Enemy is that a fairy in the liquor?
Now! Eliminate target.
Nice. Don't tell me there's gonna be more waves of enemies coming in.
My responsibility.
No, we're done.
Each move on the board is an attempt to return to the future.
Yay. I was baffled when I saw 5 slots. Their first assault breaks against the renewed defenses. But the black-clad soldiers seem numb to their losses. They advance in rigid order, stepping over the dead and dying.
Have they lost their minds? They just keep charging right into our gunfire.
Eric steps down from the parapet to relay orders. In every direction, he sees his comrades lying wounded. Only yesterday they had begun to believe their fight was over. but the rattling barrage has shattered their dreams. A new war has begun.
Look, the mist! What the hell is going on?
Rudolph hasn't reported back. Concerned, Eric begins to search the dim trenches for his friend, only to bump into a striking figure in a white uniform.
Are you the captain of the second company?
The man speaks with a gravity of command that Eric still has yet to find.
I am. You're with the Foundation?
Creus nods, articulating the battle at hand in an organized manner.
I am Creus, the commander of the Foundation personnel stationed in Montpellier. This is an emergency situation. Manus Vindictive invaded the safe zone. We neutralized the threat there, but now they're on a mission to kill every human soldier on the front lines.
Every human soldier? You mean including those on the other side?
Yeah. He struggles to find the sense in these words. Creus pats the soldier turned captain with a firm and steady grip.
If you're willing to give up this position, follow me.
I couldn't give less of a damn about positions, but where are we going?
In a nearby section of a trench.
Anyone still standing? Help me clear this bunker.
The field medic arrives in sync with the rest of the Foundation's team.
Doktor, mein Bruder! Ist verwundet! Bitte!
Bring ihn zu mir.
The soldier hauls his wounded comrade to the makeshift aid station. The man's leg hangs limp, soaked in dark red blood. It's Rudolph. Hey, Rudolph.
Easy. Put him down here. I'll patch him up. Have you seen any other Foundation personnel?
I think I saw one. A redhead.
Good. Go tell him we need medical supplies. They should have brought plenty from Montpellier.
Right away.
Next to them, another soldier clutches his tie, gasping for breath. Only a moment passes before yet another man is carried in. Marshall makes a brief inspection and returns to the soldier with the injured thigh.
I'll stop the bleeding first.
What about him?
He's dead. Now, relax and try to stay with me.
He's dead? No! Himmelhilf! It's over! I'm dead! I'm dead!
No, you're not. Not today, anyway.
His vision blurs. For a moment, he thinks he sees a soldier in a gray and blue uniform.
Is that...
Then he blacks out.
Update? Have you located Creus?
He's somewhere in the trench. A soldier spotted him.
The man soon appears before them. With solemn deference, he nods to the sniper he once pursued.
I didn't expect to run into...
Save the pleasantries.
Yeah, she ain't got no time for that. The response is blunt. My kind of girl.
Marsha made known to me the situation. The Foundation ought to have a sharp plan, having requested me to join her. Speak then. What would you have me do?
Creus adjusts his tone to match.
The frontline soldiers have little experience fighting enemies with arcane skills. If they stay here, it's only a matter of time until they fall to the manus. I'm going to move them to a safer strategic position. However, enemy forces on Hill 299 have us pinned down in the trenches. Manus Vindictive has turned it into an underground fortress, housing an estimated 10,000 troops. They've even positioned artillery on the hillside. Retreating under that kind of fire would be a death sentence.
Eliminate the threat from Hill 299. Then withdraw the troops from the front. This is the Foundation's plan?
Not the Foundation's plan. Not yet, at least.
An icy restraint condenses in the man's eager eyes.
This is my course of action.
How do you intend to do this? Even with an army of 100,000 at your command, to take a fortified high ground under artillery fire is no surety.
I know. That's why I need your help.
Creus stands solemn and sure, though he knows how absurd his request sounds.
Such an act is to walk into the valley of the shadow of death. What difference would be made if I lent my aid or withheld it?
If I recall correctly, gargoyles are insusceptible to poison gas.
That's correct. So?
So we may be able to take a subtler approach. Please, come with me. My subordinate will give you the details.
I think he's referring to killer mustard gas. I think. No, not killer mustard gas. I can't remember if it was that at the time. Or this, huh? Can you hear it? The low hum. Okay, let's see. Plunge into chaos. A recent report on manus vindictae. I'm not going to read the entire thing, so you can pause the video to hear a few seconds so you guys can read it if you're interested in reading that. Because my vocal cords are really tired from just talking, really. Yeah. So Manus is going all out in a war. Gates of Hell, appropriately named. They race through the mud and debris.
How much longer?
About 10 more minutes at this pace. Maybe less if there's no interruptions.
What an optimist.
There isn't anything more to say. They just keep moving. Until they leave the trench behind.
Take cover.
They dive into a shell crater. A bullet skips off the lip of the earth in front of them, kicking up wet clods of dirt.
Pin them down.
Already in the fight. Alright, let's go.
For Sparta!
I found. Is that a fairy in the liquor?
For victory!
Icarus, eyes on the target.
Yeah! This is Sparta!
I found my target.
Ready?
Kill them all. I never miss.
Now!
Now a big shout out to the champion!
Clang. A searing hot shell casing ejects from the chamber.
Threat neutralized.
Nice shot. Right, we've arrived.
Yermolai veers off to the side and drops into a stretch of abandoned trench. Sentinel follows close behind. They stand before a sealed underground bunker. Yermolai stops a short distance from the entrance, pulling from his coat a bundle of explosives and a hastily drawn map.
Take these.
Without a word, she takes the key items for this suicide mission.
I'm surprised you agreed to this.
I have my reasons.
Sure. Let's go over the plan one more time. 2 of our investigators discovered a number of tunnels running under Hill 299. The one we've just arrived at leads directly to the Manus' ammunition depot. After the war broke out, the Manus sealed all accessible tunnels with poison gas. Judging by the bodies I found earlier, this gas can penetrate all existing gas masks.
Well, I just realized that they brought in multiple songs from each of the events that it's appropriate for this one. This one was from the space one, I believe.
On the bright side, that means there aren't many guards in the tunnels. At least, that's what we think. Your goal is simple. Reach the ammunition depot, detonate the explosives, and destroy the fortress. After that, the Foundation will evacuate with the soldiers.
Good to know the Foundation's investigation bore some fruit.
Hill 299's so conspicuous that everyone just unconsciously overlooked it.
I'm prepared. You may leave now.
Alright. Good luck.
The man offers a wave. Only once Yermolai's footsteps have faded into the distance does Sentinel open the bunker door. Violet red mist billows out. This must be the poison. Not killer mustard gas, but I think it's something that the man has cooked up. She furrows her brow and takes a cautious sniff. Thankfully, as before, it has no effect on her. Yet, from within, she could hear something dragging. Sentinel holds position at the door, waiting as a shadow shuffles into view. Why are you here, Karen? Why are you here? A grim figure emerges from the toxic mist. But then again, he is a dead man.
What are you doing here?
Charon drags a corpse out of the shelter and halts outside.
One war ends, and another begins. More lives will be claimed by their own kind. I am simply doing what I always do.
You knew of this tunnel.
Seriously?
Tunnel. I know nothing of it. The cloud of death hanging above this place. That is what led me here.
She knows better than to suspect him.
Cloud of death.
An ambiguous omen.
An omen? Tell me then, who will this cloud of death fall upon?
Death is impartial. It doesn't decide who will live and who will die.
But I can.
She breathes in the toxic air without concern.
I suggest you leave. Should this cloud not fall upon me, an explosion will soon obliterate Hill 299.
Do you intend to claim the lives of all the Manus Vindictive troops here?
He is impartial. He doesn't... It's what concerns me.
Do you intend to stop me?
No words. He broods for a moment, as a silent war is waged behind his mask.
I should leave. Time is pressing.
But as she turns, Carolyn's voice breaks through with sudden clarity. I'm gonna have a hard time trying to figure out which thumbnail would be good.
I do not wish for such carnage to occur. Yet I am powerless to prevent it. But before you go, a word of warning. The war you've been fighting is, in fact, over. What lies before you is a conflict all its own. A much harsher path. You still have a chance to turn away from this and relieve yourself of the burdens placed upon you.
In view of the sufferers of this war, my burden is light. Harsh or not, I shall not waver from the path I have chosen.
You first set foot on the battlefield 5 years ago. What makes today different from that day?
I now know the true cause of the conflict, and I have seen the face of the true enemy. If I must sin to fulfill my sacrifice, then so be it.
Your willingness to suffer, your passion for sacrifice, it is beyond me. Perhaps you possess a wisdom beyond my comprehension. Yet, still, I feel a deep sadness for you. I am in no position to stop you from walking through the gates of hell.
Okay, so I know as soon as I got done with that recording, took a few days off, and I was probably wanting to get more pulls in. So I had enough for 30 pulls, and by the time I got to 30, I ended up getting Sentinel, which is pretty cool. So I was gonna showcase, my usual. Gonna insight to and get her second form already. Original will be unlocked, maybe. I am not gonna be using her in the story. Maybe I will.
Progress comes hand in hand with iniquity. Now my eyes, grown more discerning, see through their lies, and I shall halt their wicked schemes.
Yeah, I kind of look at the look of her now. She's got the black uniform now. Not really blackish here, but I think it looks good on her. It kind of looks good on her. Yeah. Unfortunately, she may not be helpful in my pursuit in the story. So, right. Alright, so we're gonna go to part 21, 1 hour politics. And I think I'm going to try to finish the story. Because I know that when I checked my recording, it was over 2 hours. A little bit over 2 hours. But I feel like we're getting close to the end here, so we're gonna be doing it. Let's finish this all the way. Deep underground, darkness reigns. At first, she travels through cramped, unlit dirt tunnels until she reaches a poured concrete doorframe. Its cold echo tells her she's entered a wider space.
Le peuple qui marchait dans les ténèbres a vu une grande lumière. Ceux qui habitaient les pays de l'ombre de la mort. Sur eux, la lumière a resplendi.
She taps into the power of her ancient bloodline, her eyes adjusting rapidly to the pitch black, yet she finds no comfort in seeing what surrounds her. Dark and viscous substances flow through the walls of the tunnel, like an endless mass of writhing insects. In their trance, they form some kind of unrecognizable symbols, shifting back and forth into chaotic shapes.
Blasphemy.
But she has seen far more sinister abysses in her time.
The fortress's center ought to be closer to the peak. But this path appears to be extending downward.
She unrolls the map and reads the included intel.
The Foundation's map says this is the route.
Plumes of gas tumble in the intruder's movements, stinging her nostrils.
Not the stench of rotting hay. Not garlic or onion either. This is a new kind of poison gas. Still, it has no effect on me.
Where art thou?
An ethereal voice drifts down.
Agnes.
Dost thou hear me, Marie? I hear it not from thee.
Huh. So is
you
that...
hear me not?
Is that what the voice is? I never knew. Maybe she... I don't know. It's been quite a while. About a week since I started recording this whole episode. She looks up, seeing nothing but the vaulted ceiling. Agnes's voice is like a biting acid in her ears.
Where hast thou gone, Marie? I sense thou art somewhere deep below the earth, surrounded by that which I cannot clearly see.
Bodies lay scattered around me, Agnes. Many of them. They're manus soldiers. It appears they attempted to flee through this tunnel but an hour ago.
She steps over debris.
Their superior blocked their way and loosed upon them this poison gas, killing his own men.
Bodies stare up at her from unblinking eyes.
What kind of enemy am I soon to face, Agnes?
Art thou afraid? Thou must have spoken much, Marie. I shall not leave thee. I am listening. Only... I yet hear not thy voice. Dost thou recall the day we hid together in the catacombs of the manor? Thou said unto me, thou feared not the ghostly tales thy grandmother once spake. Thou saidst thou were a devil more terrifying than any tale. But on that night thy breath did tremble. Thou wert afraid.
She halts at the descending stairway.
That was not the thing of which I was afraid, Agnes.
Once again, she realizes her words cannot reach beyond the heavy rock above. From the depths of that pitch-black void, something waits, stretching out sharp black claws.
I worry for thee, Marie. The path that thou dost walk holdeth no light. I can feel thee growing ever more distant from me. Whatsoever it is, whatever thou dost wish to do, I know thou art determined to see it to its end. But I pray thee, make haste. and comment tu assumes le temps jusqu'à ce moment-là. Je prierai pour ton âme.
Waves of cold stone scrape over her skin as she readies herself for battle, then begins her journey down. I have this mic a little closer. In a brief lull between follies, Yermolai returns to the trenches. It's little trouble to find his commander in a sea of grey uniforms.
To summarize, your troops must stay in place for the time being. We've made contact with the other side. They'll cooperate with you to create a fire network against the enemy.
Let's hope they do cooperate.
Manus Vindictive has waged war against all humankind. We must work together if we're to get through this.
Eric knocks his helmet with frustration as he leaves, chafing against his orders, chaffing against his orders, burdened by the lies placed in his care. I'm about to sneeze. There was a sneak attack of sneeze. Wishing now more than ever that he was just a soldier again. Yermolai steps forward.
So, you're the commander too now, huh?
All I did was convince them to work with the Foundation.
But you don't represent the Foundation. Not without proper authorization for your plan.
The soldiers are desperate. I won't hesitate to do what I must to restore their hope. What's the status on your mission?
The gargoyle's en route to the target location as we speak. Conservative estimates that she'll take another hour to get there.
Hound's voice comes out low and hoarse.
But who knows what she'll come up against. She might not make it.
Unusual for you to show compassion in such a moment.
It just brings back unpleasant memories. You know what I'm talking about, Chris.
That wolfish grin returns to Hal's face, and Chris ignores it once more.
Then we'll wait one more hour. The Foundation's reinforcements will likely have arrived by then. Should it come to it, we will regroup and consider our next steps with them.
Huh. If there really are reinforcements, that is.
They're launching a second offensive! Hold your ground!
Alright. Got another wave incoming. Yo, meanwhile, I would have to figure out how to get my other character up. You know, for the sake of it, I'm just gonna play this without Sentinel.
Filter complete. Move carefully.
I don't please stay those four targets.
By the way,
Is that a fairy
since
in the liquor?
For victory!
Be careful.
you know, I am
Keep up the
at a friend's place to do
I
this.
never miss. We have
Problem
taken
is,
a strong
I couldn't
position.
connect to the internet, so I had to use
You
my
won't get
mobile
away. Colorful
personal
clouds.
hotspot on my
The
mobile,
sign of the Xiangwei.
which is a risk.
What a tyrant!
Give them a warm welcome.
Not really, it's a risk, but
Of
it's not gonna try to.
Show enemy targets where confirmed.
My responsibility.
Yeah!
Breaking through. Enemy piece overloaded. Don't you dare.
Did you just honk at me?
Please, Is that a fairy in the liquor? 强梁既出，王有不为。
Kill them all!
Yeah, arrow beats armor truck.
Everything runs smoothly. Shall we have another wrap?
Yeah. Charred earth splinters in the air, falling like black snow over the battlefield. The soldiers reel from another shockwave, scattered across the trenches. They grip their weapons tight, certain only of the coming battle. His index finger taps his rifle's receiver in anticipation. He pulls out his communicator again and waits.
Finally.
The name in your Irene appears on the screen.
Chris, are you still in the front?
Yes, Mr. Iernai. But I don't think we can hold out much longer. Has the committee reached a decision?
Not yet. The debate is still ongoing. The Doves find your frontline contingency plan absurd. They disapprove of the political risks involved in taking control of various nations' armies. But I personally find it feasible. Just to be sure, do you have a clear understanding of your ultimate goal?
He takes a deep and silent breath.
This war between Manus Vindictive and the Foundation will only end once one of the two parties is completely destroyed, and I refuse to let it be the Foundation. If we're to prevail, the Foundation cannot rely on Xeno alone. We need more capable soldiers. Soldiers like these on the front lines. With the proper arrangements, we may be able to recruit them to our cause. We'd have a whole new army to fight Manus Vindictive.
But even if you manage to bring them all, say 100,000 soldiers on board, it still won't be enough to sustain modern warfare.
This is about the bigger strategic picture, not just a single recruitment effort. I'm suggesting that the Foundation start canvassing all human armies, especially those under attack by the Manus.
Bigger strategic picture. What about the governments behind these armies? Have you considered how they might react?
It's about time they realize that the Foundation is their only hope. The last bastion for humanity to unite against their shared enemy. The Foundation cannot take responsibility for all the lives in this era or in any other. The storm is a near inevitability, and so too is the loss of many. Once it does come, the Manus won't hesitate to drag war into that new era, into any new era. It's time the Foundation took action and built an army capable of crossing the storm.
The politician on the other end falls into a long silence.
Enact your plan, Creus. As long as you're successful on your end, I will deal with the political obstacles in your way.
One good thing. The gall is cut. Creus exhales.
What next, sir?
The young soldier watches Creus, waiting for orders with a dutiful stare. He casts a look toward Hill 299. The Manus Vindictive stronghold bristles with flashes of gunfire, yet to him it looks like as if it were a slumbering beast.
We stand our ground for an hour.
That's all they can do, until Sentinel comes back there. Brimstone and fire is what it is here. So it looks like we're still in here. And yes, I have managed to get Sentinel up to its closest max. Maybe. Who knows? In the ears ring. Though Agnes's voice has vanished, the sharp ringing in her ears remains.
What's that sound?
She casts more attention in the direction of the source of the sound, and the darkness is sliced like a curtain. A shadow that shouldn't be there is lurking behind a piece of wreckage. He lies prone, using bloodied fingers to scrawl erratic symbols across the ground. As the intruder draws near, he slowly raises his head.
Oh, it's you.
You murderer! You murdered me! You murdered Colton! You murdered Eugen too!
I don't think he's right in the head. Not anymore.
You devil! You murderous demon!
I have no qualms in doing so again.
Damn. Thick, congealed black blood spreads across the ground.
Pathetic illusions.
Nightmares.
Incoming attack. From behind. From the right. From below. Right before me.
Damn. Petrified claws clamp down on his soft neck with precision, pulling him up into midair, his hand clawing against the chokehold.
Let me go! Please!
You made your choice, buddy. She eases her grip, if only for the length of a breath. Yet the soldier seizes the moment for all he's worth, drawing a blade from his belt. Yeah, made his choice. She arrives at the land where the flower of death blooms. Corpses are strewn across the ground. A figure waits at the far end.
How many have you killed? Do you even keep count? Remember, they were all arcanists, like you.
Races of no matter.
So the killer does the killing, and the dead have no say at all. I like it.
More illusions. A bullet rips through the officer's heart. A simple blunt retort. She steps forward, only to find the figure standing before her once again.
Haven't had enough?
Be gone. One day I shall personally deliver you to the fires of hell where you belong.
Oh, it sounds like you know who I am.
Do not think me deceived by your disguise. I am well aware that your taint has long been tangled in the blood of my family. Demon. Ladislas.
Her devout cousin appears in the midst of the strange hell.
Dear cousin, I bring thee a final warning. Thou art but a step away from utter corruption. Thou hast killed many in the years past, and now thou dost stand at the edge of the abyss. Hast thou not understood the suffering endured by our fallen ancestors? Their conscience crumbled, their faith shattered, leaving naught but an insatiable thirst for blood. It paineth me to see thee walk that same wretched path.
The demon stands to the side with unhinged politeness, waiting until Ladislas has finished speaking before speaking again.
Well, don't blame me. I did nothing to entice her.
Its voice no longer seems to come from the body before her, but from some faraway place in the darkened sky.
Maya made this choice herself. Her hands have long been soaked in blood, and yet she has never been troubled by that so-called guilt of yours. I've come to adore her for that.
Perhaps it is true that this path of carnage shall save many lives, but why? I pray must it be thee who walkest it? Our blood beareth an impurity like no other. To kill so many is to will thyself to the bottom of the abyss, never to return. The 10,000 thou art soon to kill. Consider, I pray, how many among them are innocent victims of deception and coercion. The weight of so many lives shall weigh upon thee in far greater measure than any sin thou hast yet borne. What good shall it profit thee to gain the whole world, yet forfeit thy soul?
I almost forgot to mention that I am not in my own home right now when I started this recording, or at least this part of the recording. I had to go to the doctor's, I guess, a couple of days ago, but I had another one sometime this weekend. And I do believe we are at a friend's house whose internet was not so well good. And I tried using my mobile's hotspot to do that, and it kind of messed up on a recording when I was using OBS Studio. And the Wi-Fi is not that great here either, but it's still worth enough to make this recording a bit better. Hopefully it works.
Did I hear that right? Are you also calculating lives, Ladislas?
Speak no more of thy filthy words.
Oh, you silly, stubborn child.
The demon approaches Ladislas with sharp, graceful steps.
What art thou? O wicked demon!
His throat is seized in both hands.
No! Marie!
The demon releases its grip. Ladislas's body collapses among the other corpses. Sentinel watches the scene with a probing gaze.
I silenced the noisy fool for you, Marianne.
Such pantomime shall not move me. This Ladislas was not but an echo lingering in my mind. An illusion.
But I'm not. I am your very nature. The core of your being.
The ground shakes and their bloody silence is shattered. The demon makes its way for her, casting a grim smile at the gargoyle before turning its head to look around. As an army rumbles into view, the strange sound of engines grows clearer as the armored vanguard grinds over mangled corpses.
Manus vindictive. They finally noticed you.
The demon turns its back to Sentinel.
What a shame. They don't stand a chance against our ferocity. Do they, Marianne?
She grips her gun, neither joining the demon nor turning away. She presses a kiss to the cold receiver. Let her pray.
I have seen sinners forsake themselves in service of the devil. The land they trod upon yielded only bitter, cursed fruit.
Again, another potential freaking thumbnail that I like.
But the hour for repentance has long since passed.
Come with me.
Then the Lord rains upon them, brimstone and fire.
Let's kill them all together.
Join the family. Sorry. Reminds me of that scene in the thing here. So we can adjust this here. And we're already using her version here and there.
Follow me.
Oh! I think I found the boss. It is literal the engine of war. Look at that. Hold on. Alright, let me...
These things are pathetic. I could almost laugh. You'll rip their throats out, won't you, Marianne? Every last one of them.
Shut your mouth. A tank. Here.
Look at you, Marianne. So tiny and pitiful on the face of that monster. Will you make it out this time? Or will you crumble?
Cease your endless words.
Alright, let me take a look at you. The Shadow of War. That's a good name, though. Yeah, a good name, though.
I found. Is that a fairy in the liquor?
I have seen to the heart of you. Keep up the pace.
I never miss.
The feast of all feasts. You'll tear the peacekeeper.
Peace shall be stamped out.
Alright, it's loading its cannon.
Incendiaries.
Incendiaries.
They have backup.
Amori. Take down the tank. Do a little puppets, and it's healing. Do I have to?
I'll show you.
Okay, that's not fair.
The time for
Give them a
repentance.
warm welcome.
I think it wants me to try to take out the enemy reinforcements.
For victory!
Enjoy.
Stop targeting the tank, it's still gonna heal.
The enemies of peace shall be stamped out.
Oh, never mind. It just had a second wind.
Don't you dare! Worry not, hero.
Now is the time for repentance.
Damn, alright. And it's already dead.
Everything went smoothly. Shall we have another round?
Another illusion again, but the windmill. We're seeing Marcia again.
Marcia?
Marcia stands beneath a windmill, her black war horse pacing idly in the grass.
I don't think I'll ever forget this windmill. The calm of this field.
Can't believe I didn't appreciate how peaceful this place was the first time I came here.
She closes her eyes and breathes in the sweet scent of the meadow.
Perhaps it's because the land was quiet, just like our lives once were. And back then, we thought everything would be peaceful again once the war was over.
I'm sorry.
Why? There's no need to apologize.
I was nigh on killing you. No. In a way, I did kill you. Just as I've killed so many others.
It's not our fault. None of this is.
You may have granted me your forgiveness, but those who have forever lost their lives due to my actions, I shall never have the chance nor the right to earn theirs.
We didn't start this war, yet we have had to bear the brunt of the pain it has caused. If all the sins of war are laid at our feet, where is the fairness in that? No, I refuse to accept it.
Marcia seized at injustice.
Marie, perhaps when peace finally comes.
A gust carries her voice away. The wind howls, and in it she hears the creaking of the old windmill. Sentinel walks along the path, wanting to stand closer to her, until the scene is torn apart by gunfire.
Masha!
Die!
Wreckage is strewn over no man's land. The last of the assembled force falls with a gurgling scream that ushers in the silence of death. The demon and the gargoyle stand side by side, looking over the destruction.
Take it all in, Mayan. The pools of blood, the piled corpses that lingering echoes of the dead, their whimpering, desperate cries. How long has it been since I last witnessed such a beautifully gruesome massacre? The ancient bloodlust within you truly has awakened. You slaughtered every last one of them. Well done. Now, hand me the explosives. It's time to end them all.
The demon holds out his hands, asking for the weapon that will take the lives of 10,000 men.
Get thee behind me, demon.
I won't force you. The choice is still yours. So, which will it be? The weight of 10,000 lives, or one that is 10 times harder to bear? Well, their blood will be on your hands, that's for certain. But the responsibility won't rest on you alone. Your soon-to-be blood-soaked hands have been forced. These are the only choices you have left.
The gargoyle removes the bundle of heavy explosives and grasps them as tightly as if they were prayer beads.
I am powerless to cleanse the filth that muddies my blood. Just as I am powerless to erase the sins I have already borne. I have descended into the depths of hell. I know that. And this ancient darkness has already taken root in my soul. But if sacrificing one can save 10, if sacrificing 10,000 can save 100,000, if someone must make that impossible choice, then I am willing to bear that sin.
She hands the explosives over to the demon.
That's the spirit. From now on, we will walk your powers, one.
Before he can say anything, the bayonet stabs through his body. Sentinel pulls out her bayonet and pushes the demon away, who staggers further back.
You are fascinating, Mayam. You knew this won't harm me, so why did you do it?
She lets out a heavy, labored breath.
Look upon me, demon. I am not like my ancestors, to be led astray by their thirst for blood and your honeyed words. Whatever choice I make of my own free will. I will not let your taint spread within my soul. Yet still, your power shall be mine to command.
The figure vanishes, yet she can still feel the demon's cackle madly from the depths of hell.
Truly are a genius, Mayam. A ruthless killer, a greedy devil, and my most worthy child. Join me, let us reign together in hell.
Agnes, quand j'étais jeune, je ne comprenais jamais vraiment les mots que tu disais. Pourquoi un homme porterait-il volontairement les péchés de tout le monde pour les biens des autres? Je réfléchissais à cela. Si toute la culpabilité et toute la souffrance m'étaient imposées, comme ce serait cruel et injuste. Mais maintenant je pense, peut-être qu'il est préférable qu'elle soit seule à moi à porter. Je suis désolée, Agnes.
Attention all Foundation operators. The Manus Fortress at Hill 299 has been destroyed.
Damn.
Retreat as planned.
Wir sind gerettet?
Ganz genau. Na los. Gut, du kannst noch stehen. Lass uns diese verdammten
Humans coming together here.
hinter uns lassen.
Wer bist du? Ich verstehe nicht, was du sagst.
And there she is, still standing. Damn. Ah, I was gonna... Done now, but...
The Manus Fortress has been destroyed, and the soldiers have been led in retreat to the rear. I understand. Thank you for your support in this critical time, Mr. Ironeye.
Alright. That's that. Well, not it, anyway. Alright. Any more? Alright, let's see. Your Excellency, there's nothing we can do. Alright, an undelivered letter. It has taken me a long time to write this letter, though my mind has never ceased its vigilance. You know as well as I that I have spent my life mastering the concealment of intent, approaching even when the unknown, with a scholar's patience. You know too why I have worked to prevent conflict, not from idealism, but from I have seen what war truly leaves behind. Long before the Foundation, long before the storm rose. My principles have often led me to aid or forge alliances with adversaries. I have long sought to create a balance between humans and arcanists. I firmly believe that force is a tool, nothing more, and its misuse brings only chaos. While we may bear a fraction of the consequences, ordinary lives carry the rest. I have acted with care, and for that I have been called a dove, a label I dismiss. My concern has never been for titles or comfort, only for what must endure. Sino's defection is largely credited with the rise of the Hawks. Committee members, wary and distrustful, sought to establish a military force directly under Foundation control. Meanwhile, the storm has transported us back to a time dominated by warfare. Creus' philosophy runs contrary to our values and the traditions that preserve a fragile equilibrium. His contingency plan would only threaten security, but collapse. Should we provoke governments to forsake our mediating role or coerce allegiance, how could the Foundation survive the storm, Manus Vindictive, or the world itself? And yet, redacted, I cannot deny that Creus has succeeded, though his triumph chills me more than reassurance. Hill 299 is secured. 8 divisions have been withdrawn from the frontline trenches. Soldiers untrained against the arcane assault survived where they would otherwise have perished. Nearly 100,000 lives were spared, all achieved under the shadow of his contingency plan. None can dispute the effectiveness of his actions, but effectiveness is not wisdom. For the currents he has unleashed will embolden the reckless. Those who were once cautious may now lean toward the hawks. The balance we have preserved hangs by the thinnest of threads. When the battlefield dispatches arrived, I understood the inevitable. People will now march willingly into chaos, blind to the storm gathering beneath their feet. Then this thing. Harsh communication, living bone buds, withered mandrake leaves, owl feathers, turpentine, burned in our airtight container. It looks like it's some sort of alchemical thing. I'm guessing it is making some sort of gas, homemade weapons, I guess. You guys can pause the video if you want to. I'm not in the mood of reading here, so it looks like we're back at the sanctuary. The Pardon. Coffee, pastries, family memories of simpler times, and an ominous chain. Alright. Almost done, I think. After yet another night passes, the hidden chapel once again welcomes the light of day. Time passes, reaching near to midday, and the grassy courtyard holds its quiet with a patience born of humility. The awaited figure finally appears at the forest's edge. She spent the night tending to her wounds.
My Marie, thou hast returned.
She holds back the urge to embrace her family. Her arms are filled with a silver tray of coffee and pastries.
Coffee? Oui, just to thy liking. No milk, no sugar. There are also vanilla macarons and Mont Blanc besides.
You know, I just had coffee not too long ago. I had a Keurig. And I thought, hey, I saw something for the holiday stuff because Christmas is almost here. And what I saw was an apple cider donut flavor. So I tried that, and it's not bad. Not really bad at all. The bright colors of the pastries feel as all the more surreal for the darkness she has gone through. Sentinel takes the warm coffee from her aunt's hands and takes a small sip in disbelief. Of course, it's far from the quality of a Parisian cafe, but at this moment, it is more than enough.
Where did you get these desserts?
The woman claps her hands together, wearing a faint bittersweet smile.
Yo, who is here, mon petit chou?
Sentinel takes notice of the tall figure stepping into view, a face she has not seen for a long time.
Mayan.
Emmanuel.
Father.
Wait, that's her father? Is he a gargoyle, or... I don't know.
What brought you here?
A pardon hath been issued by the President. Thou art free. As for Ladislas, he is gravely ill. His stubbornness was ever bound to lead to trouble.
He ends the topic with a mild discontent.
To answer thy question, I am here to gather ye. We are to depart.
Oh, he's a gargoyle too.
So, you are now the leader of the clan?
Verily. After all we have suffered under this war, someone must lead the Tenebron family's reconstruction. I seek to re-establish contact with those of our kin with whom we have lost fellowship. The hand of Manus Vindictive has not yet fallen upon Paris.
I have purchased a number of dwellings on Montmartre. They are to be our temporary homes until the conflict between the Manus and the Foundation reaches its end.
Which it may not be as now. The Tenebrun Patriarch makes an perturbable gesture as he turns to face Agnes.
Agnes shall be sent to our cemetery in Rouen.
Cemetery?
She cannot, or will not accept the words.
But Agnes is not dead. She's simply... Ladislas said there was a reason behind her.
Marianne raises her eyes and meets her father's mournful gaze.
This is what comes of disrespecting tradition, Marianne. Thou art too easily swayed by Ladislas's maddened words.
He lied to us?
You're serious?
Nay, I believe not that such was his intent. He was simply too fervent in his pursuit of gnosis. There is no record in the family archives that suggests any sort of prophecy should befall our kin in so strange a form. Agnes's condition is the result of a tragic accident, nothing more. There is no divine meaning behind it whatsoever.
So he used that as a way for him to make his words, to make this like... So he used Agnes's condition, to try to put his ideals towards other gargoyles?
Her fear of the war was too great. She simply faltered in the casting of her arcane skill and petrified her body to the core.
She was so scared that she actually accidentally petrified her own core. Permanently.
That is all. I know well that Agnes meant a great deal to both Ladislas and thee, but she was only an ordinary child. She was not an angel descended from heaven. Though it doth bring sorrow for me to say, we must all come to accept that no miracle shall ever come to Agnes. She will forever remain a statue.
He reaches out to take his daughter's shoulder, already bearing too many burdens. Their conversation falls away into a pensive silence before the statue of Agnes. He is the first to leave, attending to more pressing matters. Several moving trucks are already parked outside the church. Trembling chains pierce the air.
Marianne, thou hast returned. How?
How, you say? He staggers forward, as if pushed by some invisible force, drawing closer to Sentinel. In his palm lies a chain that glints coldly in the sunlight.
Merde. I thought father was only... Have you truly fallen ill?
That I have. But what of thee, Marianne? Art thou not in a condition far graver than my own? Or art thou simply too blind to see it?
At least she's not in chains, but you are, buddy. She had the will. She was strong enough. He babbles on. With every word, his madness grows. There seems to be no trace of his old humility left.
My soul is stained with the wickedness of sin.
Isn't it yours?
Thou art as miserable as I.
No.
Oh, Lord, I can smell the stench of hell upon thee.
Are you sure it's not her, but you?
Thou hast passed through the gates of hell and returned. Marianne, how wretched.
You are ill, Ladislas. Gravely so. Take a moment's rest in the quiet of a sanatorium upon reaching Paris. Won't you? It ought to do you good.
Ladislas squints like a child sharing a secret.
Perhaps I shall. But thou wilt not return with us, wilt thou?
I am yet undecided. Perhaps I will.
Nay. Nay. Thou must not. Thou must never return.
Why?
I see that which others cannot, and I see it in thee.
You're insane.
Thou art not who thou once was. Inside thee, there is a demon. The demon which doth linger in our veins. It hath opened its eyes. Its wretched eyes.
You know that she literally stabbed it, right? Ladislas howls in pain, his body shaking violently. The chain in his hand clatters and rings.
Thou cannot return, cannot turn back, for there is no path left for thee. But I desire not more than to aid thee, my dear cousin. Yea, I shall help us all, but most especially thee, to atone for my transgressions.
The shaking stops, and all at once he bows with a gesture of utter submission, presenting the chain before her.
Ladislas.
These shackles are a soul-binding chain, a cage, yea. But I beg thee accept them, and I shall devote my life to prayer over thee, both night and day, that thy soul shall not be shaded in eternal darkness. May thy blood be washed clean one day. May it nourish the soil when thou art laid to rest. May thy journey to hell yet be graced by God's mercy.
Another not so light burden to serve as a constant reminder of the limits of evil.
And if I refuse these shackles?
It mattereth not. I shall pray for thee still, as I have ever done.
A sudden impulse moves her to look at the statue of Agnes. At last, she takes the chain. The metal hangs in her hand. Its weight feels far greater than its size would merit.
Dis à mon père que je ne reviendrai pas, tant que le véritable conflit ne sera pas terminé.
To be continued again. Okay. Is there more? Some more. At last, something else. Heartfelt blessing. Alright, so it must be a letter from Marcia. Oh, hang on. Marianne, I hope you'll understand why I couldn't say goodbye properly, as I understood when you did the same. By the time I finally learned what you had gone, you were already deep underground, facing poisonous gases. Anyway, I just want this letter to reach you safely. The 12th required a medic, and although I sensed there was something distinct about this squad, I accepted. It would keep me on the front lines longer, and Mr. Creedus' invitation could not have been more timely. Of course, this means I had to leave immediately with the squad. We're moving to the Eastern Front soon, where some of my comrades are reportedly stationed. While I'm now part of the 12th, I've been granted permission to operate independently in the Eastern region for a while. I'm hoping to locate some of my former comrades from my order, to see if any might be interested in joining the Foundation. Okay, sorry, someone's calling me and they want to do some sort of thing. Marianne, I know your family has an unusual constitution and you might think overly cautious, but I have to say this. After prolonged combat in poisonous gas conditions, you really should get a full medical examination. Wishing you all the best, Marcia. Aw, isn't that sweet? Okay, so we're on part 24, The Hill. I'm assuming this might be the last one, I truly believe. And I think Charon might be alone, with some other people as well. I think it's either... not sure, but I think it's just him remembering those who fell in battle. I didn't think this would be long, but here I am. A completed mountain, though only a mere fraction of what death truly claims. Wait, look at him now. So I'm assuming that this might be Charon's second insight look when you upgrade him to insight 2. Now he's just covered in barbed wire, rifle barrels, flowers. Yeah. It left everything behind. A coat, a helmet, a pair of boots, a butterfly-covered notebook. everything that once belonged to a young man named Paul.
Your war is over, Paul.
His belongings are fittingly buried at the last grave, beside the major who died atop the hill. A clatter of hooves approaches from the road.
Andreas?
The name is whispered softly, as if not to disturb those resting here. The sound stops where gravel meets the mush of mud and snow melt. So I was right, it was Andreas. I assumed there was only one horse that was missing, and it was Andreas. A black horse breaks the veil of mist and approaches. The horse exhales a comforting snort, leaning in, yearning for his hand.
Good boy. You have been gone for a long time. Off to dangerous places again to search for your lost friends? It seems luck has been on your side. You have dodged danger time and again amidst the slaughter. But I cannot help but worry that one day a stray bullet will pierce you, or a poison gas will choke you.
The horse lowers its head.
Harshness is not my intention, Andreas, but I am grateful that you have returned to my side, hale and whole.
They look eastward, toward the rising sun, where ominous clouds gather.
Es ist Zeit. The next destination is a distant one. Your help will be appreciated.
Andreas tilts its head to the one side, signaling to its master's attention to the youth who has arrived behind him.
Mr. Charon, is this your horse?
The grim figure turns his face toward the source of the question.
In a sense, young man.
Oh, then it's nothing. He showed up near Montpellier all by himself, so I followed him here to see if he might be connected to Manus Vindictive.
How could a horse... Never mind.
The Foundation is still in Montpellier.
We'll head off soon, along with the soldiers, to a safer position. By the way, do you know where Blackbird is?
Blackbird?
Oh, I mean Meryl. The girl who went to the front with you. I haven't been able to get in touch with her since the Manus attacked.
I don't think she made it.
Where could she be? I just hope she hasn't gotten herself into any serious trouble.
She is alive and well.
You're serious? Where? A surprise. The young man's eyes alight with joy.
She is? Where did you see her?
That I cannot tell.
His gleam dims as Paravion adjusts to the unexpected refusal.
Why?
She does not wish to be found.
What? She doesn't want to come back with us?
Correct. She is afraid of the war that lies ahead. Bloodshed, carnage. She was unprepared to witness such harrowing scenes. She requested I not reveal her whereabouts to the Foundation. In fact, she demanded a promise.
So she deserted?
I don't understand. How could you just let her go like that? Isn't she more likely to run into danger if she's on her own? And leaving like this, she'll be marked as a deserter. Oh no.
I know little of your rules, but a promise was made, and her reasoning is understandable. It is her right to turn away from her fear, just as it is anyone else's.
The young man never thought about how to cope with such a situation. He scratches his head, at last arriving at a simple conclusion.
Fine. At least she's still alive. But I can't leave her alone out there. I'll find a way to track her down.
The voice is clear and certain. He is willing and able, no matter how daunting the task ahead.
Thank you for the information, Mr. Carroll. Goodbye.
He sets off on the road back to Montpellier. They watch him together, horse and rider, as he disappears into the woods.
Has he gone?
No wonder the grass was speaking. She was hiding?
Yes.
The girl leaps out from the grass.
Why did you tell him that I'm still alive?
You did not request that it be kept a secret.
That's a true thing. That's true.
Fine.
He nods his assent and begins to shovel away. Andreas snorts as it circles between them. Meryl pats the horse's cheek.
Charon.
Huh?
Actually, I wasn't serious, you know, when I said I wanted to become a gravekeeper here.
Wait, really?
The dead need no company, and every tombstone will one day fall to decay. In the end, time will pull us all into the sea of oblivion. Nothing in this world is immortal.
The young girl scratches at the fabric covering her face. The tension of being a deserter seems to make her skin itch.
Right. Well, anyway, the gravekeeper joke was a bad one, I admit it. But what I'm trying to say is, I'm not sure where to go next. I mean, who else can I depend on besides the Foundation? I definitely don't want to get caught by Manus Vindictive, that's for sure. Trust me, you don't want to know what they were doing in Antarctica. Oh, not the Antarctica in this era, the one from before. Anyway, my point is, I can't deal with them on my own. But I can still do something, like dealing with troublemaking critters. So, if you need that kind of help, maybe we can travel together. I trust you.
My path will have little safety.
That's all right. I'll just run off when danger comes.
In that case, follow me. We will take a detour to avoid entering territories under the Foundation's surveillance.
He retrieves the familiar chocolates from his coat. They're unmelted and cool to the touch, despite having been kept so close to his body.
If you're hungry, these can be returned to you. Andreas will carry you, should you go tired.
The soldier who has at last escaped from war nods with joy.
Got it!
This is the saddest thing, you know? Everyone wants to fight, but everyone doesn't want to.
The revision to the Storm Reformation Act has been added to the agenda, and the committee will soon begin the next round of discussion. You'll need to attend the meetings as well.
I was gonna say, no one wants to fight as well. They've been at it for so long, they just can't handle it another war with the manus, you know.
Recent events have given the Hawks a stronger voice, and they are in favor of expanding the authority and budget of Team Timekeeper. Stay ready, Burton.
Understood.
I can't imagine what the next chapter will be doing anyway. Foundation staff and committee members hurry through the hallway. Just as they exit Miss C's office, they're met with a familiar voice.
Timekeeper.
Were you waiting for me?
No, just a happy coincidence. I'm glad to know that you remember me.
Of course. Your decisiveness saved the lives of many soldiers on the battlefield. I also heard that the Doves agreed to further implement your frontline contingency plan after the Monpei crisis was resolved.
Huh. I'm surprised to see you're interested in politics.
I'm not interested, just informed.
Cornelius brushes aside the topic without comment.
I've been wanting to speak with you since our last meeting was cut short, but this certainly isn't the place for a proper conversation either. Contact me if you're interested. I have some very valuable information for you, I'm sure, both about the Foundation and about
But didn't she disappear? Unless something happened. Seeing the expected reaction, he smiles and hands over an envelope.
I look forward to hearing from you. I'm sure we will make excellent collaborators.
Excuse me, Timekeeper.
Sonetto rushes over, looking at the red-haired man with a mix of suspicion and confusion.
Oh, Mr. Creius, do you have an urgent matter you'd like to discuss with the Timekeeper? I can arrange a meeting for you if necessary.
No need for that. I was just saying hello. Until next time. Timekeeper. Miss Sonetto.
He gives a nod, slight but confident, then takes his leave.
Timekeeper, is there something wrong?
It's nothing.
You seem a little anxious, Sinetto. What's the matter?
Sinetto takes out her communicator.
Timekeeper, you need to look at this. It's an important message.
Sent from Lilia?
Oh, I haven't heard from her.
I've been on a mission on the Eastern Front, under the direct orders of Admiral Som. Guess what I found, Capitan? An Xeno outpost without... From the looks of it, I think it's the rebels. I can tell in more detail. Call me back as soon as you can.
The message ends in a burst of static.
I tried to contact Miss Lilia after receiving the message, but I couldn't get through. She mentioned Xeno rebels. This is worrying.
Yeah, we haven't heard about them for a while. I wonder what they've been doing.
Could it be Igor?
Maybe.
Lilia might be in trouble.
Yeah.
Sinetto, I think we'd better pay another visit to Madame Z.
This is gonna end here, because I really gotta end the video. Yeah, there it is. The end right there. Alright. So, is there anything for me to read here? A bunch of things, apparently. Alright. Alright, let's read this here. Free intelligence. So, due to unexpected circumstances, I had a temporary access to incomplete report. While information it contained was too fragmented to understand the complete situation, it did reveal one fact. Xeno and the Foundation have been secretly working on Storm research. This work is entirely separate from any known research and lies beyond the scope of security clearance. What is particularly concerning is that the majority of Foundation staff and Laplace personnel appear completely unaware of these covert operations. The mere existence of such hidden activities in itself is deeply concerning. Alright, let's speak with
I'm sorry, but I think it's time you left.
Let's speak with the old lady.
There will be little more to see here.
But the war isn't over yet, or I guess see you next time, I guess.
Next time? Are you so intrigued by the life of a pension-drawn widow? I would decline, but my upbringing demands otherwise. How unfortunate. Well, perhaps it's better to drink dirty water beneath the eaves than to eat dust on the battlefield. That is all. Hurry along to the Eastern Front. Check on your friend. I will pray for her.
I'm not sure if I can put that was the right choice, but I think she was talking about Ilya, I would assume. Okay, so that is the end of Chapter 11, and I quite enjoyed that tidbit of an adventure. It was dark, grim, but it brought little light here, and it tells the tale that even the enemies of, I guess you could say, two countries, with facing against the manus, the ceasefire, and how bad the manus's influence gets in, something tells me it's gonna get a lot more worse, because we're in a different timeline where things can get warped from what original history intended. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen in the other front, and we might see the Xeno rebels as well as Admiral Igor. What did his decision? What kind of consequences did it put? And what was it all for? Who knows? But until then, I will wait until either a new event or a new chapter comes out. So, with this, I will end the video here. So, thank you all for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like or dislike. Any comments will be helpful. And if you wish to support my channel by clicking that subscribe button, please, it'd be greatly appreciated. And I would love you all for it. And it helps the YouTube algorithm to find this channel if you guys are interested. And if you want to check out my other content as well, I do horror, I do many variety of games, please check them out. And what do you think of it? So, yeah, I don't want to linger too long because I am over 3 hours, and I wanted to try to get this done as soon as possible. Because I had a feeling that it ended, but I didn't think it'd be this long. So, alright, I think next time we have Dawn Rises Over the Killzone, which is Sentinel story, and it is the next thing I will do in the new video. And assuming that Charon might can be released in 5 days. So yeah, I cannot wait for that. But I don't think I'm gonna pull for the character, but I'll do his story. And there might be a read one as well, and that's Chronicles of Uluru, and that's a London Dawning where I have managed to pull for Flutter Page. Alright, so I guess that's it. So, again, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the new video, so peace out, and have an awesome weekend. Bye!